What's up, y'all? Welcome to Three Brothers and a Shot of Milk. You are counting correctly. We got three of us
Full
here
house.
today. It's a full house like freaking Danny Tanner. Today we're talking Beetlejuice. We're going into that movie. But before that, we're talking geek news. We're having debates. We're doing agree or disagree. We're showing off toys. We're talking comics. We're talking a little anime. But before that, I'm Lawrence St. Victor. You got Jack Walker Pearson, Richard Wilson, and Christopher St. Victor. Gentlemen, how was your week? What are you reading? What are you watching? What are you playing? What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going
What
on?
up? What up? A lot. You know what I picked up that I've been reading that is surprisingly good. That I bought at the half price bookstore. Sons of Anarchy.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, it's good. Boom Studios. It takes place right after season 5, before it kind of went off the rails a little bit. And
yes, etc. It is a full crew.
ETC in the house.
Yo,
Here. What up,
ETC.
ETC?
What's going on?
It takes place after the last season.
I know, after season 5.
What?
Yeah, look at the
Season
cover. See
5,
who's on.
So Clay is still alive. Gemma's
That's
still
weird.
alive.
Spoiler.
So is it erasing everything after season 5?
It's kind of like it's just like more adventures packed in.
But what they did in between.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's pretty good. I saw Alien Romulus.
And
It was good, but I don't know. You guys hyped it up like it was the next thing since sliced bread.
It was good. What are you talking about?
Jack is like, this is the perfect film.
Yeah, this was good. This is good, but I was like, this movie's good, but it's not like,
Man.
know, like, it was all right. I got my wife a new car.
What kind of car?
A CLS. Nothing too crazy. Nice.
No big deal. Just a Mercedes-Benz big body.
Nice.
Yeah, it's cool. She's happy. She deserves it. What else did I do? And that's it. I bought a bunch of toys and I've been working, and that's about it for me.
What toys did you buy?
Wait, save that for the collector's corner.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Etc. Has a question. Rich, did you get enough sleep? You were up late streaming last night. I saw that too. You were up late streaming, Rich.
First of all, y'all didn't see anything, but etc. Thank you for noticing. I did get a little bit of sleep. All right? And none of the rest of y'all was in there. Shut up.
I watched a little bit.
How was the rest of your week?
Crap. I mean,
Wow.
nothing really happened. I was just working. Life. Might have a warrant out for my arrest.
Really?
Possibly. We'll see.
You want to go into
This is
that?
where I was going to insert a joke, but I don't know.
I don't know. I mailed a ticket in, never got a response for it, so we'll see if I got a warrant for a no-show.
Look, they don't pay us, but off the record. It's an app you download. They pair you. If you pay $100, they pair you with a lawyer. You don't have to do anything. Off the record. I swear by it.
Okay.
You can't say off the record while we're streaming live to the whole world.
No. The name of the app is Off the Record.
I thought you were telling us off the record.
No. The name of the app is called Off the Record.
So on the record, it's off the record.
Yeah. On the record, use Off the Record.
Okay.
Christopher St. Victor, ladies and gentlemen, he'll be here
Chris
all
knows
show.
how streaming works. But...
I know how streaming works, Lawrence.
Okay, well, Rich, cool, man. Not cool, but I hope everything works out. It will work out. There's actual criminals out there, right?
Doesn't matter. They want money. They don't give a crap about criminals.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
That's true. Connie Alaska's in the house. Hey, Connie.
In the house.
Jack, how was your week?
So I finished watching Chaos, the Netflix series.
Okay, I heard it's good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. ETC mentioned something on Rich's stream I saw in the chat. He was talking about I think it's called Toe Tepe Temple. I'm mispronouncing it, which I remember hearing about like whenever that Netflix doc dropped.
Pop Johnson's in the house, everybody.
Pop Johnson
What's
also
up,
in the
Pop
house.
Johnson?
And so I've been deep diving the controversies that's been going on with that. Crazy. I know there are a couple sides of the story, but the whole thing is kind of nuts. And then I've been real into dreams and understanding dreams and getting back into dreams, and I didn't realize something
You've been sleeping
that's
a lot.
true. I've been sleeping a lot. Yeah, no, it's not the sleeping part. So apparently, and probably most people know this, but pretty much every single
Sorry to
person.
interrupt you, Jack, but just I don't want you to get in trouble. You can't not be Black Superman. I just want you to know.
I can be whatever I want in my dreams.
You're right, Jack. It's your in it. It's 2024. You can be exactly whatever you want to be.
I see what you're getting at. See what you're getting at, though. How do I? Give me 1 second.
Let me see if I can. Can I fix it?
I've already
I
got
can't
it.
fix it for you.
I've got it. Lauren's gonna try to kick me off the show here.
Here we go.
There you go. So what I didn't know is pretty much every single person on the planet. There may be some exceptions, but every single person on the planet, with maybe some exceptions, I say that twice, dreams an average of 2 hours a night. I didn't know that. And that's across the board pretty much true. And the thing is, most of us, or a lot of us, just don't remember we're having them, but we are having them. And so what's wild about that to me is what I've discovered is the way our brains process dreams are no different than the way our brain processes our waking life. It just catalogs it as memories. So they're experiences, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what's wild about that is if you do the math, the average person dreams about 6 full years worth of time. So 24-hour days, 6 years worth of 24-hour days worth of dreams that a lot of us just have amnesia to. And so when I kind of stumbled on that information, I was like, I want my memories back. So I've been real into the idea of dreaming and trying to remember them. And I've actually, the same night I agreed to the idea that everyone dreams and I get to remember mine, I started remembering them. So for the last week and a half, I've just been remembering all my dreams. Now what I want to do is be lucid in them so I can have control of them while they're happening. So then I'll just start flying around, Lawrence, which is awesome. And then the other thing I deep dive, and I'll get off this real quick because it's kind of not even content adjacent, but it could be.
It could be, actually.
Could be.
They did a study. I don't have the statistics exactly, but they had, let's say, 100 people, and they had 50% of the group go and work out in the gym for an hour every day for a month. And they were working on their biceps, right? And they took the other half of the people and they had them sit on a chair, sit on their ass, and think about working out for an hour every day for the month. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the month, the 50% that worked out had 30% muscle growth in their bicep. And the 50% that sat and thought about working out had 13.5% muscle growth.
Word?
Boom. I don't buy this. That has to be. It goes against the laws of thermodynamics.
Now watch this. It's just proving how outrageously powerful our brain is, and we're all kind of comatose to this truth.
So wait, they just sat there and they thought about working out, you said?
They actively thought about working the muscle growth.
I'll give you, okay, Chris, you're a fellow power lifter, bodybuilder, weightlifter. I can get down with that because if you think about your biceps and you subconsciously flex for hours.
I'm not saying they were flexing, they were thinking.
But subconsciously, they might still start tensing that muscle. Yeah, they might. You might get 13% growth just because they keep engaging that muscle without resistance. Maybe. Etc. has something to say. Jack, if you want to look up the concepts of dreams, you should look up Sigmund Freud and his thoughts, opinions. I'm not saying he's right, but because he has strange opinions on them.
That sounds like a rabbit hole to me.
Hey, baby.
That's essentially been my week. A lot of rabbit holes.
Man, okay. Well, my week, I just bought I finally opened some toys. Nice. Jon Stewart got opened up.
Nice.
Sick. Nice. Scarlet Spider got opened up.
Nice.
That's a dope figure. This Wonder Woman, McFarlane's own design of Wonder Woman, opened up, which makes more sense to me that she wears something more like this.
Well, that's based off of the heavy metal.
Nope, this isn't heavy metal. This is the McFarlane concept. The heavy metal has more spikes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. McFarlane did a wave of figures. I don't think he did Superman. I think he did Batman and Wonder Woman for sure, where it's like his design, and Batman has just an obscene amount of swords and daggers. It's a ridiculous amount of blades. What else did I get? Oh shoot, okay. New head sculpts for Static Shock. It's way
Which
better
improves
than
static a million times.
the Whoopi Goldberg. It's way better than that. And new head sculpt.
Is it odd that she doesn't have yellow glasses though?
It's based off the New 52, the original head sculpt. But the one that the custom is based more off of his original design, and a new head sculpt for this Robin.
You know what? It don't work with Robin looking so actual boyish.
It does
Like
because
there's something totally wrong with Batman.
Only
would
because Batman's more
How
realistic.
would Batman put him on the streets?
He does.
You got to get him
He
off
puts
the
that dick on the
He
streets.
put
Way
that
too-
dick on the streets.
He's way too. That ain't.
He
There's
did.
something not right about that. That's all I'm saying.
I watched a few things. So everyone's talking about the Crow movie. We didn't cover it, but it's everywhere how bad it is. That made me go watch the original Crow with Brandon Lee. Chris, we were talking about it.
We're talking about
Yo, that movie is fantastic. It is a fantastic.
What actually holds up?
It holds up. If you have to watch it through that 90s kind of rock and roll, indie gothic out there kind of lens. You can't watch it through your 2024 lens. You got to watch it for like its time. And it's good. And Brandon Lee is brilliant. Like he brings so much levity and heart to it when it could have been so easy to just Batman your way through it and brood. He does the opposite. He's like a sad clown through the whole thing. It's actually pretty beautiful. It's beautiful. It's really good. And the sequels are trash. I did a deep dive into the sequels and they're trash. Corey Pearson's in the house, everybody.
What up?
I like if I was like, if this shit is just Rich and Jack again, I'm out. I was all ready to tell Jack off like a bat. But Chris and Lawrence are back. I'll stick around, I guess. So he guesses he'll stick around. Corey, stick around. We talking about some fun stuff. I watched Deadpool and Wolverine very late to that dance, and I have to say I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a good Deadpool movie, but a great freaking Wolverine movie. Oh my gosh, it had all the elements that I love about Wolverine. Probably my favorite Wolverine outing out of all of them. Hot take. And my wife and I, we've been watching Interview with the Vampire, the AMC series.
I've got through the first 4 episodes.
It's good.
It's pretty good.
It's good. It's really good. I know a lot of people are mad that they made Lestat and Louis gay, but it's like when you watch the original movie, it makes no sense for them not to be. Like Lestat, you choose this dude who you adore to be like the person you walk with in eternity, platonically.
I can't just be your supreme boy taking down tail throughout the eras. Why does it have to be like that?
Because Chris? I'm like, I need you to rock with me forever.
Yeah, come on. We go through the eras.
Hey, baby,
taking down colonial tail, taking down.
I get it. I just need someone to ride with me, like Vince Vaughn and freaking Owen Wilson, Wedding Crashers. Maybe you're right. And last thing, Chris, you got me watching Worst X Ever on Netflix.
Oh, tell me about it.
It's not content adjacent at all, but man, this is a cautionary tale.
Yes, it is.
But let me tell you what's worse. Worst Roommate Ever.
That's next. We watched one of those.
Even worse. Because the way I don't understand how people get themselves in these situations. It's crazy. Anyway, that's what I got
one more thing. This may be our last podcast because we're all about to be rich here. I don't know if you guys know this, but together we wrote a movie in the chat, and we're probably going to sell it next week. We wrote a riveting Tyler Perry-esque movie where the dark-skinned black man abuses his wife, and the light-skinned hero comes in, swoops in, and saves her.
Just give the plot away, Chris.
Yeah, just give the plot away.
I mean, isn't that the plot of all the movies?
This plot was inspired. I'll tell you why this whole thing was inspired, everybody. It was inspired because I decided to make a picture of my bros. I said, you know what? Let's do like a live action kind of like thing that we made. That Jack made our logo. And I said, let's kind of make something like this.
Nobody can see that.
Yeah, but it's better if it's blurry.
That might be true.
And then Rich went on this tangent about how I have an Adam's apple the size of a bowling ball, and I'm the throat goat.
That's not what I said.
He
I said, why does your throat look like it works out?
did say that.
You
Rich
got
got the best.
you got a diesel Adam's apple, and you look like the Rock.
Hey, it is. Rich got the best like insults that you're not sure it's an insult. When I said Deadpool and Wolverine was like, okay, Deadpool movie, great Wolverine movie. He said, "Jiff" or whatever. You got a point. But the other half of me is like, shut your whore mouth. And I'm like, thank you. I think. All right. Anyway, very fun week, guys. Good week. Let's get to one of my favorite segments, man. We're going to play some agree or disagree.
Can we disagree to play it?
There you go, Jack.
Hey,
already derailing.
Stopping up. Come on now. I'm ready.
Off the track. Rich, I don't get no like little doom, 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 doom.
Oh, that's what you want? You want sound effects now?
Yeah, I always want
You got to
that.
transition them.
Transition real quick.
Hey, okay, and agree or disagree. I basically say something and we agree to it or disagree to it. It's pretty simple. I want you guys to play with us in the chat. We're going to hold up these
Don't play
postcards.
with me.
Oh, don't play with Rich. He quit school because he don't like recess. So,
If only that was true.
Here we go. First up, agree or disagree. Christopher Reeve is the best Superman. Christopher Reeve's Superman is the best adapted superhero character from page to screen.
Oh wait, we got that like things for that.
Not necessarily story wise. We're talking about look like he was pulled out the comics.
Oh.
Rich, you can only choose. Oh,
Shut up. All right.
Chris, you got to choose.
What is that?
So
he's not sure. Like, are you confused?
He wants to show
That's
off
my
his toy.
indecisive.
He
That's my
just wants to-
indecisive figure. No, I think I could ride with you guys on this one.
Agree.
There you go.
Batman's agree. Joker's disagree. For Chris.
Yeah, Batman agree. Joker's disagree.
And etc. says, I'm surprised, Lawrence, that when you told Rich to shut his whore mouth, he didn't come back with, why don't you close your whore throat? Oh, Rich, why don't you close your whore throat?
Too late. It's too late. It's way too late.
Damn it. In the chat, what do you guys think? Is Christopher Reeve Superman the best adapted from page to screen? That's it. Not talking about the written story, but when you look at him, does he feel like he was pulled out the comic? Agree or disagree? Next up, Edward Norton's Incredible Hulk, the character, is the best live action version of the Hulk.
I went out there.
Oh, we're on the same page. Agree.
Good looking A's, gentlemen.
Dude, honestly, I was looking at clips of that movie. He was
movie was
freaking... and I was scared of the Hulk. And I remember even watching Lou Ferrigno series, I was always scared of the Hulk. And after him, the Hulk, we were a little scared of him in Avengers, but then after that, he just became like their mascot. You know?
Hold on one second. I left the Joker on the floor. The dog's gonna grab it.
I hate when that happens. What do you fit, Setter? What do you're 50-50 on Christopher Reeve? And you're A on Edward Norton? Am I right about that? 50-50 on Superman. You got to tell me who you think is a better adapted page to screen. There is no page to screen. Nobody can touch Reeves. Norton can suck it. Okay. Okay.
That's an aggressive stance on
Tell me
Edward
how
Norton.
you really feel. Yo, agree or disagree?
Mm.
I'd rather have more Disney Plus Star Wars series than Disney Plus MCU series. Agree.
You rather have
Wait, you
more
have
Disney Plus? Wait,
more Star
maybe I
Wars?
misheard you. You would much rather have more Disney Plus Star Wars series
Than MCU series.
right?
Yes.
Hard
Because
disagree.
I at the end of the day, as much as you guys hate Acolyte, She-Hulk is worse. And I'm tired of these series coming out, not connecting anything, confusing everything. At least Star Wars, they're all kind of standalone, set in the past, don't really mess with anything.
Well, Acolyte's erased from the canon.
Well,
Yes.
but it was a
And-
prequel, so it
and
never
it'll
mattered.
probably be erased from the archives very soon.
It is,
But it's
yeah.
a prequel.
Just like Willow.
But it's a prequel, so it
That's
doesn't
like-
matter.
Which is too bad because it's got some of the best combat.
Oh, shut up, Jack. It's like 10 minutes of combat and like 8 hours of boring crap.
What
and
the F is
get
wrong
outta
with you?
here.
I want a balanced diet of garbage
Oh,
TV.
man.
Look, all I'm saying is I'm tired of all these Marvel series coming out that's supposed to connect stuff that don't connect anything. So I would rather have standalone Mandalorians than sit through another. Maybe Loki will answer the question, and then it never does. But I understand why you guys are upset. Lawrence, shut your mouth. Hey, that's whore mouth, Corey.
That's-
Get it right.
You know how Corey feels about She-Hulk.
Wow, man.
Yeah, Corey
And
loves that
etc.
She-Hulk.
says Christopher Reeve, Dean Cain, or Henry Cavill. They all
Wait,
on
wait.
par with
You're putting
each- Shut-
Dean Cain in the
No, they're
Dean
not.
Kane.
Dean. All right,
No.
Kane. Christopher Reeve has not been touched yet as far as like best adapted Superman. I'll give y'all Henry Cavill for those who grew up with him, but Dean Cain ain't even in the race. Although I love his Jack, we love Dean Cain,
It's Clark Kent, man.
but he's not in the
Clark
race.
But also the thing about his Clark Kent is it's so much more room to be excavated and expanded on, and just like
Yeah,
have
that's.
fun
I mean,
with it.
they're both a representation of what was going on in the comics at that time. But when you look at them from page to screen, one guy's Superman, one guy's cosplaying as Superman.
One guy's Superman, and one guy.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
One guy's Superman for Halloween. Next up, last one. The Boys is the best live action superhero series of all time. And if you disagree, you got to tell me what you think is better.
The best.
Wait, is the best live action superhero, series?
of all time. And if you
kind of
disagree,
a small D you got there, Lawrence.
hey, I'm a grower, not a shower.
We know that.
Disagree. You got to tell me what you think is better. If you disagree, Chris, you can't just say because I
the
like
first-
it.
The first 2 seasons of Arrow was at one point was some of the best superhero.
Arrow is never better than The Boys, Chris.
Season 1 was pretty sick.
Arrow
I'm
was-
gonna agree on it. Wait, The Boys is the best. I'm gonna say because I can't think of anything that's better than The Boys. Right?
There's only one thing I can think of.
Then
To me,
Walking Dead.
that
What? That's not super.
Walking Dead is
I
comic
said,
book.
but I didn't say comics. It's superhero specific.
Yeah.
Oh, superhero. All right, all
Superhero.
right.
Corey, I gotta say, Daredevil is a better live action superhero series than The Boys to me. Netflix's Daredevil to me is like almost perfect.
It was great. Season 1.
I'll rock with all the seasons. But season 1's untouchable.
But not their character adjacent content.
No. Well, what do you mean? The Punisher was dope.
Yeah, but Iron Fist about ruined it for everybody.
Well, listen,
Luke
we don't
Cage
talk
was
about
dope.
Iron Fist.
I've seen Luke Cage, but we don't talk about Luke Cage on this show for obvious reasons.
Dean Cain has a special place in my childhood and heart. He does me too. My dad grew up watching George Reeves Superman when I was a kid. So he and I watched Dean Cain. Listen, I love Lois and Clark. Lois and Clark is like, to me, like top tier Superman storytelling.
It
I'm
is.
talking about, but page to screen adaptation, you just look at the guy, he feels like he was, how they based Superman off of him. That's Christopher Reeve, man. But no,
There's
I
a
love
movie
Dean
coming
Cain.
out about Christopher Reeve.
Yeah,
Comes out
Jack.
in December.
Jack
Actually
and I
comes out-
covered it in our. If you hit the playlist, I don't even know if there's a playlist, but if you hit the videos, you'll see as me and Jack are covering James Gunn, Superman, Attorney, blah blah blah. I forgot the title. We cover that documentary.
Well, we talk about the trailer. The
Talk
doc-
about the
trailer.
trailer.
the
Yeah, I saw the
documentary comes
trailer
out at the end of the
yesterday.
month.
Yeah.
So we should
What?
actually cover the doc, Lawrence. It'd be at the AMC.
Actually, no,
Yeah.
they're playing that trailer even on because I think
On
it's gonna come
Beetlejuice.
out on HBO.
Yeah.
There's only in theaters for 2 days, right? 21st.
And then it's going to be on streaming
HBO
in
Max.
like probably the next week.
Yeah.
But yo, okay, so
Definitely cover it then.
I said Daredevil is better than The Boys. That's why I disagree. Chris, what do you got? Why do you disagree? You said Arrow.
I just think
Arrow's
I
better
think
than
the boys is a bold statement.
It is bold.
It's tough to. Yeah, I don't know if it's the best though, man.
And you got to give me something you think is better. That's the only
you
way.
see,
You said the
did
Arrow.
you see
Green
Arrow?
Well, at the time, the first 2 seasons of Arrow was the best superhero content I've ever seen.
It was, but
At
is
the
it better
time.
than The Boys?
At the time. I don't know. I might have to come back to this one.
No, What do you mean? You can't.
Because you can't drop a question like that you need to put mad thought into.
That's the whole point.
That's
Chris.
the whole point. I'm catching you
whole
off
point.
guard. You got to make a decision. Don't worry about it. What about Kirk Allen? He was before George Reeves, and it seems people always forget about him. He looks like, dude, if you go back in our videos, I do kind of a costume comparison, but it's like a Superman comparison where I compare like I rank them throughout the times. And Kirk Allen is definitely on my list. He is the OG, Jack. Kirk Allen was the very first.
Oh, especially for the times.
And he wore sweat. His Superman suit was a sweater. That joint was like knitted. Chris, you disappoint me. Rich, you said you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Ooh, baby.
I can't think of a better. I was going to say Heroes, but Heroes is good for like maybe 2 seasons.
But it also wasn't adapted off a comic.
Still super. He said, why you keep bringing in comics? He said a superhero.
I didn't say adaptation.
Superheroes. You didn't say anything about comics or adaptation. You said superheroes.
But Heroes was only good for 1 season.
Watchmen.
It
was. Watchmen. Yeah. Watchmen was better.
Okay. There you go. See, Chris, just a little bit of time and you give me something.
What's it?
All right. Yeah. Watchmen, the series on HBO. It was amazing.
Amazing enough to get a second season?
No, they only wanted one.
I think it was supposedly set up. I don't know, man. It should have been.
Listen,
you don't end it the way you ended if you don't think you're getting a second season.
No, or you end it that way, or you do end it. That's how the comic ended in a way of like, well, what's the world like now?
You don't need a second season.
That's
why you get a good first season and a trash rest of the seasons. It's like
there you go.
Keep milking it.
Rich has never told a lie in his life.
Right.
He's talking. I'm down with it. All right, man. Well, that was fun. Rich, let's go down that humid, moist, dark.
I don't know nothing about it.
No. Well, I know about it. Let's go to Anime Alley. Dun, 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 dun.
You don't have any like semi-racist.
I want it every time.
Don't you have semi-racist like typical like stereotypical Asian music you can play?
No, because we're not trying to get copyright written and strikes against us and all that jazz. I only got a few things to talk about, Rich. If you got something on your mind, you can jump in. But I want to talk about a couple of things. First and foremost, let me share my screen. I think I got the hang of this bad boy. Yo, Rich.
Oh, you got it. There you go.
Rock. Rich, finish my sentence. If you're not watching My Hero Academia,
I mean, what are you doing with your life?
What are you doing with your life?
Come on,
bro. This series, yo, fight me. Best like superhero origin story of all time. Fight me.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, this dude, the guy on the right with the green around him, like, talk about watching him grow into his power set. It's kind of amazing to see. I'm pretty caught up, Rich. I'm choosing to only watch the dubbed on this round, so I'm like 2 episodes behind. I think so. I'm not too far, but yo, it's just amazing to see. I highly recommend My Hero Academia. If you like anime, if you like superheroes, I don't know how you're not jumping in on this. Minus out Hugh Jackman. Who makes a better Wolverine, Henry Cavill or Daniel Radcliffe? Yo, I've been said Henry Cavill be a dope Wolverine, and then when I saw him, I was like, yeah, he's a dope Wolverine. What I also loved is that when we saw Jack's comic accurate 4-foot Wolverine, Deadpool was like, I'm not recruiting you based off the sole fact you're short. Because nobody wants that. He'd rather choose a loser, broken down, drunk Wolverine than the short one.
Sorry, short king.
The short king had all the qualifications to help him, except he couldn't get on this ride, Jack, because he was too short. I go Henry Cavill.
Danny DeVito all the way.
Okay. But what do you guys think? Hugh Jackman, Daniel Radcliffe, or Henry Cavill? Who would make a better Wolverine?
I think you put some muscle on Daniel Radcliffe. I feel like he has the grittiness and the texture to give us Wolverine.
Possibly.
Okay.
I'll
give him a couple Tremboloni sandwiches. He'll be there.
Shoot. The tech, no, Henry Cavill got texture. They have more texture.
Radcliffe. Nah,
Harry Potter.
I mean, did you see him in that movie where he grew like horns?
I didn't. No, I know Daniel Radcliffe's a dope actor, and Corey agrees. Daniel Radcliffe all the way.
You mean the one where he turns into a walrus? No, that's another one. Oh, I think I know. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he grew the horns. Did you see the one where he had guns on his hands?
Rich,
no, I didn't.
What? He had guns surgically grafted to his hands, and he woke up like that. And it was crazy. Anyway,
have you seen Little Witch Academia?
No.
Have you heard of it?
I've definitely heard of it. It's probably saved on my list, but I don't feel like cutesy at times, and
it's cutesy.
Yeah, it's called Little Witch Academia.
You're right.
What do you think?
You're right. All right. Next up, real quick, yo, Rich.
Yes.
I finished Kaiju number 8.
Okay. About time.
I got some questions about Kaiju number 8 for those of you.
If it's about him peeing through his nipples, I don't have the answers for you.
I got past that already. I got way past that.
Okay.
But for those of you, Kaiju number 8 is pretty much about a guy, part of this task force that hunts down kaijus. Something happens where he ingests a part of a kaiju, and now he can turn into a kaiju at will. He has a secret identity. Nobody knows he's a kaiju, but he takes down other kaijus, almost like One Punch Man style.
I enjoyed that when it was called Attack on Titans.
Honestly, it's very
okay. Jack.
I mean,
it's Jack.
It's the fun. It's all the fun action parts without all the like factions and exposition. Right. But I will say the action does get a bit repetitive, Rich. And I'm tired of seeing. I see this in all anime. I'm tired of seeing like regular people who don't have powers be able to like stand 10 seconds against guys like this guy.
Well, they got power. They got power suits and weapons, but they can only stand against them for a limited time. Not everyone could
with the bowl cut. I know this kaiju wasn't really fighting back, but still, they gave him a number because of how powerful he is. He One Punch Man a giant kaiju in the sky.
Yeah,
and these guys should not be like. I don't know.
It is what it is. But he had to pull out his trump card to beat him. So
that is true.
So I would imagine if the kaiju was to actually take him serious, he probably wouldn't have won.
Fair. Real quick, while I have you all, Rich, you might appreciate this. I picked up a toy I've been looking at for a long time.
What you got?
And it's Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man. All right.
Yo, I've been looking at this guy for a while. He's gonna go with my My Hero Academia kind of little collection shelf, just the anime figures, but this is a dope figure, man.
Yeah, that's nice.
And this is actually pointy. That can actually hurt somebody right there.
Good.
And of course, he has the face part where he has that tongue out.
Okay, nice.
Jack likes that part.
I needed that.
There we go. Sick figure. Rich, before we get off Anime Alley, you have anything you've been watching? Anything you want to talk about?
I haven't been watching anything. I haven't been caught up on the recent episode of My Hero. I haven't watched any anime this week, actually.
Oh, all good. It's sitting there. If we get over to Joel Schumacher Batman nipples, I think we can get over the nipples here.
Who's gotten over the bat nipples?
Bat nipples work. Okay, as a product of its time, Val Kilmer wore the nipples best, if you ask
Apples.
But that's it for Anime Alley, guys. I think it's time for some news.
It's time for the news.
Breaking news.
Go. All right. First up, let me share my screen, make this a little more interactive. So first up, let's talk some news, man. There was a Wolfman trailer. There's a Wolfman movie coming out in January, which I feel like they missed the boat.
Nice.
It has the actress from the Ozark, the blonde, one.
The curly hair chick, the one who played Anna Delvey in.
Yes, she's basically the premise is like this father and his daughters are like, I don't know if they're camping or moving to a new house, but pretty much in the trailer you see the father gets bitten by this werewolf, so it's the daughters like running from their father because he's turning.
Part of the Universal Monster Universe?
I don't know, but it's the same director as that Invisible Man movie that came out a couple years ago. So maybe.
What year is it set?
Kevin Bacon one?
I think now. No, not the Kevin Bacon one. The one with the actress from Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, the girl from Mad Men.
Yes, yes, yes.
I like how we're naming all their work. We're not naming anyone's name.
I know. And I'm an actor. I'm terrible. If you guys are doing the Collector's Corner show and tell, I sent you guys a picture of my 2 finds on Messenger. Oh, we are doing that. That is up next. Oh, shoot. I skipped it. We're going to do it. Don't worry. We'll do it right after the news. I lost my place a little bit. We're definitely doing it right after this. Yeah, no, but it looks pretty cool. I feel like it would have been better in October, but hey, it looks pretty interesting. Yo, Beetlejuice hit 110 million in the box office, guys. Makes it like the highest opening in September ever with Deadpool and Wolverine.
Second highest.
Is the second highest? What's the first highest?
Something else. It's second highest.
I love our details.
It is the second highest.
What's the first highest? Something else.
Something not that.
But Deadpool and Wolverine took second this weekend with 7.2 million. And it's in its 7th weekend, and it's still making that money. What else do we have here? Yo, so Don Cheadle did some press. He has this new joint out with Kevin Hart, Sam Jackson, Taraji P. Henson.
Oh, Fight Night.
Yeah, and he was doing press, and they asked him about like Armor Wars, like is it still happening? And he kind of played coy. He was like, "What's Armor Wars?" What's interesting about him playing coy is, they got to keep all their Marvel stuff a secret, but there is a massive rumor going on that Armor Wars as well as Blade is canceled. So, and this is this would be sad because it'd be like an outing where he gets to star in something after all this time.
# Marvel 2 Black.
Hey, I ain't say it.
Whoa.
I ain't say it. I did not say it. Moving on. For you video game nerds, to celebrate 3 decades of the PlayStation brand, the Sony company is releasing for free the first GT Gran Turismo experience, digital soundtracks from classic games like God of War series, Twisted Metal, Starhawk, and Unit 13, and finally the Shapes of Play. So they're coming out with a bunch of stuff for free to celebrate their 30th anniversary. Guys, PlayStation has been around for 30 years. How old do you feel?
Pretty old.
All right.
I'm ready for, after supporting PlayStation for 30 years, I'm ready for some free stuff.
I know. And Grand Theft Auto 6. Come on, please, people, please.
It's not a PlayStation exclusive. What are you talking about?
I know, Rich. But you know what is a PlayStation exclusive?
What?
Give me Last of Us Part 3.
There is
my next game I'm going to play.
You don't need that.
I do need it. Yo, South Park will be coming back, but it's coming back in 2025. They are choosing to skip the presidential election. They don't want to come out anywhere near the election for some reason. Or maybe they're going to make content based off of whoever wins.
That's when you have too much money. You're like, I'm just not going to work for a year.
I'm just going to sit out.
Yeah, really.
I'm just going to sit out. PlayStation, hold on. PlayStation is still not Xbox. Jack Life Choices. Wait. Listen.
Xbox not as old. Xbox not on their 30-year anniversary.
And guess what? The freaking CEO of Xbox just apologized for his terrible choices because he gave up some exclusive. I think he gave up Destiny and some other game that he could have had exclusive that he chose not to.
We'll be all right.
Jeez, Jack. What's wrong with having some BBC bomb black characters? Hey, Jack, ain't nothing wrong with that BBC, right, Chris?
Man, ain't nothing wrong with that. It'll change your life.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the freaking frogs gay. Do you?
And we just got demonetized. Yo, I don't know if y'all caught this, but Arcane dropped the season 2 trailer. And that joint is looking sick. I know it's been like 4 years, right? 2020
was like
2021.
One of the top things that dropped the year it dropped.
But I'm happy they took their time to make it good, man. This content don't just fall out of the sky. It's not microwave. You got to take some time, finesse this bad boy.
Well, it's either that or because of all the strikes and the strikes and the strikes and the other things.
Yeah. You're right. But I'm happy that we're getting Arcane.
For all we know, they rushed
Why are they
it.
not posting it on Netflix where it's coming out on? I don't understand.
When?
I say, why are they not? I sit there and look at Netflix religiously every day. I put it on.
I saw the trailer on YouTube. It didn't pop up on Netflix.
When does it drop?
Good question. I want to say February, but let me double check.
Ooh.
November.
November. I always get November and February mixed up for some reason. Thanksgiving, Black History Month, tomato, because mac and cheese. Anyway,
Wow. Wow.
Boy.
yo, Twilight's getting an animated something, like a little
cares?
animated series on
Who cares?
Netflix.
Nobody cares.
I love Twilight. I'm Team
My
Jacob
wife
all the way.
loves Twilight.
And what's really cool about this is
Which one was Jacob?
he's the werewolf.
The brooding one.
He's the one on the right there. He's the one that made a connection with a child.
Weird.
Yeah, he imprinted on a child. Mad weird.
What are you talking about?
You obviously didn't watch Twilight, Lauren.
I just
Obviously
watched the
you
first
didn't.
2 movies. I didn't keep going. But what's cool about this is that the animated series might follow the books because the movies deviated from the books a little bit. So it might be
Did you know
interesting.
that Twilight started as 50 Shades of Grey fan fiction?
Did you know that the best
Sounds
Tyler
like
movie film of all time started out as a group chat about us in superhero AI costumes? You don't,
I see what you did there.
you don't know where the good ideas come from, Jack. I mean, Chris, y'all look, all black people look alike. Yo, Nightwing, what's going on? Hey, Lawrence and gang, picked up that Batman Reborn Dick Grayson and Batman Bullseye white and black figure. Yeah, man, we talked about it on my review video on the Adam West. Are you gonna grab? Did you pre-order the Damian Wayne figure to go with your Batman Reborn? I want to know, did you pre-order that bad boy? What else is next? More news, yo. What's his face? George R. Martin is not happy with the choices being made at House of the Dragon. He's saying they are deviating and toxic changes are being made to the material.
Toxic?
He said toxic.
Yeah.
I wonder what Tolkien would say about his works of arts out there.
Oh,
right now.
Rich, you don't care about Lord of the Rings in your life.
I love Lord of the Rings. I used to watch Lord of the Rings before I go to sleep every night.
Did you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's certain movies that I put on every night. Sometimes, it's a horrible decision to put on a movie before you go to sleep. But sometimes I could put a movie on and I would go to sleep at a certain point and I know I'll knock out.
So Lord of the Rings is boring. You probably fell asleep while
It's
they
not
walked
boring.
for
It's
3
like,
hours.
there'll be times I'll sit up there and I'll watch the whole thing. I'll be like, oh man,
That
like,
soundtrack.
oh, is that the sound? Is that the sun coming out? Is that birds chirping? I made a mistake.
Oh man,
It's gonna be a long day.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, I didn't love the last I don't love House of the Dragon. It's definitely missing something. So we'll see what happens when we get season 3 in 5 years. Yo, that Minecraft trailer dropped.
Yo, that punch.
It blew
it did.
Sebastian's mind.
Yo, they're gonna make $1 billion. They're gonna make that Mario money. Easy.
Kids are gonna love
They
it.
absolutely are. Sebastian is going crazy for it.
When
and
I
if
saw
you're not
this
feeling
trailer,
it, it's not for you. It's for kids. And that's it.
wasn't he complaining about the dragon logo? I don't know. Probably. He was also complaining about the way the dragons were designed at one point, I think, too. Oh, that reminds me, Law, you want to dress your stiff finger in rubbing Robin's diaper? I have watched that video several times to get in the mood. Well, why do you think I did it? Corey, I know you sometimes have some lonely nights. And I say, he might appreciate this. Excellent choice, Rich. Extended edition all the way, Lord of the Rings. When I saw this trailer, I was like, why did they not make a Fortnite movie? That was just money. That's just wasted money on the shelf. Can you imagine getting...
Well, I mean, they're making... Considering that Fortnite is a free game, and they're making all their money off of DLCs. Skins, and all this other crap. I mean, they're out here fisting money.
Oh yeah,
double fisting it.
Oh yeah, dry.
Yep.
Minecraft, in the words of Stone Cold Steve Austin, is a big old piece of trash.
Yeah, but
we
every
aged
kid's
out.
gonna go see it.
Listen,
aged out, man.
If you want to just do, I'm playing Minecraft now with my boys. And
crazy Corey.
We go in there and we just start mining and just play a little survival, whatever, and we just joke around and play around and goof around or whatever. But if you just want to go over there and do some like mindless just task and build things, and yeah, Minecraft is not bad. But at the same time, this show or this movie is definitely for kids.
Yeah,
exactly.
And we already know if you put Jack Black in a video game movie, it's going to make money. So let's just keep it going.
And what's his character's name in this?
I don't know.
Steve.
Steve.
That's
He's
Steve.
just
Hey,
Steve.
you don't know Steve? Come
Steve.
on, man.
Yo, we have a Harvey Dent in the Joker movie that is coming out. We have a first look at Harvey Dent. He is played by Harry Lawty.
Interesting cast.
What's very interesting about this is this is
This
really
guy,
just a,
this guy's not even sure about it in the corner right there. It's like,
he's like, you're Harvey Dent? What are you doing? Well, what's weird about this is really a world with a Gotham with no Batman should be the title of this franchise. You got a Harley Quinn, you got a Joker, and you have a Harvey Dent, but Bruce Wayne still has to be a kid at this point. So the first one was kind of cool because it was ambiguous, and is he the Joker or the guy that kind of creates the Joker? But now I'm going into part 2. It's just I don't know what the point is.
So speaking of leaks and rumors and Joker, the reviews of people have pre-watched it, and it's been very, very, very. It's not the reviews are either it's amazing or it's complete trash. It's not like it's a mid movie. No, it's either going to be amazing or it's going to be
great choice, Nightwing. Great choice.
Terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it needed a sequel because the first one kind of wrote off the fact of us watching it, going, "How much does this connect to Batman or not?" And it was like kind of left ambiguous to maybe he's not the Joker, but he's the guy that created the chaos that might have created the Joker. We can kind of write off into our sunset. But if he's not the Joker, and this is not really Harley Quinn, and that's Harvey Dent, but Bruce Wayne is still like 10 years old, what are we watching?
It was probably better that we got the sequel now instead of 30 years from now.
Jason Momoa in the Minecraft movie looks like Pronoun City. No comment. Okay, the Penguin. We got news with the Penguin that Batman will not be making a cameo in the Penguin series.
I'm okay with that.
I would have liked it at the end just to tie him, but that's fine. That's fine. Speaking of the Batman news, Matt Reeves went on record. I guess there's been a lot of rumors about the Gentleman Ghost being in the sequel. So he went on to say, this is going to be a gritty crime story. It's going to be another mystery. And although we'll touch the fantastical, we're not going fantasy. This is still a grounded world. So no Gentleman Ghost. But that made me start.
Can it be if body armor deflects machine gun fire from 2 inches away?
All Batman suits deflected machine gun.
All right, yeah, but grounded world. What are you talking about? It's
already
having fantastic.
An actual ghost is two different things. We complained about it in the Batman cartoon, let alone the live action movie that's supposed to be grounded.
Yeah.
So my question is, he said they lean into the fantastical. So yes, his armor can do things your armor can't do in real life, but you're probably not going to get a Clayface in the way that we imagined him. He's not going that far.
Yeah, he should be cutting people's faces off and putting it on.
He'll do that. Or Mr. I think we talk about like Mr. Freeze might just be freezing people. He doesn't need to be in an ice suit to stay alive.
Well, there's no point in having some characters if the adaptation's not going to at least embrace the character.
Yeah. So that's my question. How far is making a character too real before it's no longer that character anymore?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you ask the other Batman franchise?
Hey, yo, come on.
Which one?
Which one's that?
I'm confused.
Which one?
The one Chris doesn't like.
Oh. Yeah, but I mean, that's the question. So if we had a guy that's called Clayface, but he wears people's skin, is that too much of a departure from Clayface as we know him, or is that a cool concept?
No, just give us.
It is a concept.
Give us Mr. Zaz. If you do that, give us Mr. Zaz, or give us Professor Pig, or give us any of these other guys who fit well. I don't need you to.
Well, honestly, Scarface is the one they should be bringing in.
Scarface would be dope.
Scarface would be. Oh, but is that too much to watch a guy talk through a puppet at this point in the series?
No.
Let me talk, Rich. Would that be too much for this movie? For a guy to show up with a ventriloquist? I think it's too much. I don't think they earned it yet.
Do you see the fan cartoon?
No, but
Scarface?
No. It's a cartoon though.
But it was but just the plot alone is some of the sickest Batman content.
I'm not saying it can't be compelling, but if it's a cartoon already, you're getting a group of people watching it who's already like surrendered to the content. movie, broader audience. A guy out of nowhere shows up with a with a puppet talking through it. I don't know if we're ready for that yet.
I don't know,
Uh,
man. I think it could work.
but we're the
Of course,
wrong audience.
of course it could work.
We'd have to ask our wives. We're the wrong people to ask. We'll always say that works. We got to ask like the other people that make up the billions of dollars at the box office, who only watch movies and not cartoons, who have never heard of this guy before. Liev Schreiber said that he was honored that everybody kind of said, "Hey, he's got to come back as Sabretooth," but he ultimately turned it down. He's 56 years old, and he was like, to bulk up to what I would need to bulk up and put in that work to get in that kind of shape is just too much for me right now. I see what Hugh has to do, and it's grueling, and I'm good. I guarantee you, if he was in the movie, his cameo would have lasted longer than 3 seconds.
Yeah.
They would have let him act a little bit. Tyler Mane ain't letting him act. They ain't let him say words. His Sabretooth never said words. Oh man. Okay, but that's it. That's all the news.
And that was the news.
Okay, yay. You know what? Let's have some collector's corner.
We're going back in time.
We're going. Hey. Okay, so we're gonna go down the street, make it right at the stop sign, and we're at the collector's corner.
It's show and tell time.
Here at the collector's corner, we take something out of our toy chest, something off our comic book case, something out of our video game shelf, and we showcase to the world. It can be worth millions of dollars, or in Chris's case, extremely imaginative, an example of passion and craftsmanship.
Thank you, Lawrence. Thank
you ain't been here in a while.
I haven't been here in a while. Hey, man. What do you guys got?
So my sister sent me a package this week, and in the package it had some interesting content.
I agree, Nightwing. I definitely agree. Go ahead.
One thing it had was an extra Mafex Gambit head.
Hold on.
Very cool.
Okay.
And I was like,
what are the Superman toys that I buy you that you're going to dismantle to throw that head on?
Well, if them McFarlane were 6-inch adaptable, and the thing about the Mafex characters is they're so specific that you can't even actually swap the heads out. But it's a sick head, and I think it might fit on some other figure I got. So I'm gonna play with that later. And then she sent me his cards, which I thought were pretty cool. And they came like Mafex is just sick, man. It came with 2 versions of the cards. So like if you want a little more energy or a little more clean.
And one's protruding out more than the other.
Right. So Mafex just got some cool stuff. And then she sent me a stack of comics that her friend, one of her best friends, sent my way, which I thought was pretty awesome. One of which was Catwoman #1 from the New 52 line, which is a cool comic. This thing sells anywhere from like $10 to $70, depending on its grade and condition.
Yeah.
Frankenstein time.
You just shower gifts on you, Jack?
Frankenstein time?
That's called sibling love right there.
That's exactly right. And then she sent me like a whole run of like Zenoscope comics, which are sometimes adult themed. So these are the theater. And so this is just a whole stack of that run. And some of those comics range from, $2 to $80 depending. And then the last one I'm gonna show off is this one. It's Grim Fairy Tales #1.
Little Red Riding Hood.
Little Red Riding Hood. What's interesting about this is again it's from the Zenoscope line, and this guy is anywhere from $50 to $200 depending, and it's in good condition. It's in bagged and board, and the corners look good. So if I were inclined to get that one, that'd probably be the one I'd get graded if I were going to get one graded. But want to say thanks, sis. These are awesome to add to.
Corey has something to say. F that guy. His sister's trying to make the rest of us look bad. And Nightwing. Are you talking about Thomas Wayne? Yeah, you talking about Thomas Wayne? Batman? Flashpoint?
I have a Flashpoint Batman.
Don't work.
Chris, you're on, Chris.
Oh, so
Looking
I
real
got
crispy.
some stuff. I got some stuff. Let me make me big.
Fuzzy.
So I got Luscious Lucius Fox.
Got a bad signal, bro. That's what
You have a
got.
terrible signal.
Hold on, let me do this.
Tell
real
everyone to
quick.
get off of everything.
Let everybody know. Okay, so I got Lucius Fox.
Chris, you doing dial-up.
Can you describe to us what we're
You look
supposed
like
to
So I'm
look at?
holding down. I'm on the internet.
Oh my god, you
Am
like
I
someone threw in
frozen?
a VHS. No, you look like a VHS copy of this podcast.
Oh man, I look so good right now too. I got Lucius Fox.
Yeah,
from
okay.
Okay,
Batman
we'll
Begins.
believe you. All right.
Okay.
And
We will imagine what he looks like.
and it's he's wearing a tuxedo and it's all black, right?
Yes.
Which is very different than the one that came with the tumbler. He's wearing completely different clothes, which is interesting.
Yeah. So it's good. I like the side characters.
Now you're
Can you
clear.
guys Can you guys see me yet?
Now you're clear.
Okay.
Ish.
I got-
Clearer.
Konnichiwa, Batman.
You know what? Go back a little bit.
Yeah, keep going.
No, that ain't help.
Just keep going. Keep going back.
So you got he is a vintage looking figure, Connie. Is that what is that?
It's from the
Superpowers,
Superpowers
but like
collection.
but what's the actual where's he from exactly? The manga? Is that manga Batman? Is that manga
it's
Batman?
Konnichiwa Batman. Manga Batman.
You can't say,
Said
I
Konnichiwa
can't
Batman.
say Konnichiwa Batman. It's not like I'm using a racial slur. It means
no,
hi.
but he's from manga.
It's not like I'm calling it like
Wow. No. Leave it at that. Leave it at that. You were good.
That's like saying, oh, he has that what's happening in Black Lightning. No, he's just black.
Yeah.
you ain't gotta say what's happening in Black Lightning.
that's something I'd say too.
I know
And
something.
then I joined the club.
Oh,
This figure's sick.
I tell you, when Jack kills a review, you know he kills a review because he
Yep.
got the crew buying the figure.
Not me.
And then
Rich, you ain't jumping in.
Nope. I ain't buying
And then
nothing.
in honor of Beetlejuice, we got the Beetlejuice, the popcorn tub. The commemorative Beetlejuice
But
popcorn
you didn't
tub.
get the Batman
Oh,
tub?
That was hard to get.
that
Oh,
was
the
hard to
Batman
get,
tub was
yeah.
gone. I got the Transformers 1 Batman tub.
That Batman tub was impossible. It's the manga Batman. Good find, Chris. Superpowers are where it's at, etc. Do you have the
Good looking Beetlejuice.
Do you have the
Yeah, it's
Fleischer
pretty cool.
Superman Superpowers figure? I think I'm interested in that one.
Yeah.
That's
And
dope
that-
tub.
Those are my pickups.
Nice.
Oh, hey. What's
Rich
up?
looks
How you
now, Chris.
Look
This is how
good.
it's supposed to look.
Look, what do you
Damn, that's a good looking man right there. Look at that. Oh, he looks
doing? Hey,
professional.
hold on. Wait a second. I got you.
Oh my goodness.
I got you. Don't worry about it. We're gonna go over here. How you doing, fella?
Whoa! We
Oh,
changed angles.
now he just
on
flexing.
us.
So I saw a reel the
What
other
the
day
flex?
for Mr. Night Eye and My Hero Academia on his deathbed. For those who, it was a very touching scene. So we got Mr. Night Eye right here.
Oh,
I thought I'd pick
forgot
him up.
about him. Yeah.
Yeah, he was
It looks like
millions.
Killian Murphy.
No, he doesn't, bro.
He kind of does. It looks like
Anyway,
Killian
whatever.
Murphy.
Anyway, that was a very, very, very sad scene, and he wasn't in the series that long, but he
I
made
might
an
get
impact.
that one, etc. I might.
He made an impact. And then because of the last episode, not the one that just came out, but the previous week, but I'm pulling out Twice because Twice has kind of made a comeback to a degree. You're gonna have to watch last episode to
Oh my!
understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, Twice. He's going to make. I mean, I don't know how many episodes you are
I think
behind.
I'm only
Lawrence. 2.
I
right.
saw where Midoriya shows up and beats
Hey, yo, spoiler.
Sugar. Well, I'm behind Jack, and you're never watching this.
Exactly.
Midoriya shows up and he beats Shigaraki.
Right.
where I'm
Okay. You should. Yeah. No. You should. Yeah. You probably see this on. This one comes at the end of it, so we'll see what happens on this week's. But yeah, that's what we got. Twice, and yeah, Mr. Night
Sick.
Eye.
And I love how you just changed angles on us. That was sexy, Rich.
He's just
You know.
flexing, though.
That was sexy.
Yeah. No.
Real quick, I got an honorable mention. I forgot to show this in the beginning. Yo, I got the only Wolverine figure you're ever really gonna need,
That's pretty
which is that Marvel Legends 85th anniversary Wolverine figure. I'm trying to get it
The
clear.
head
Here we
swap.
go.
Yeah,
Great head swap.
you gotta get a good Deadpool and then match it together, and you're
I
good.
got it. I got a good Deadpool, but he's more of the movie style, so I don't know if they'll work.
His color palette's a little funny there.
Here?
Yeah,
How?
he got a whole lot more blue on his chest section.
Jack, you know that there's comics that came out after the 1990s.
What?
They're drawn differently today.
No.
he looks how he's drawn like now. And I think it's just pretty dope. I'm gonna do an unboxing of this and I will compare it to the Deadpool movie figure I have. Although I don't think they're gonna go together. But my real showing is hold on. Wow, Rich, the pink light, crispy, clean image, smooth voice, which is where it's at this week. Sorry, Law. You're just taking you're mad about She-Hulk. Dang, Corey, I'm sorry. Actually, if out of all of us here, I defended She-Hulk the most, to tell you the truth. You can go back and watch that video. But my real showing is this, man, that Adam West
Yes.
Batman
all right.
figure. It is so dope.
Wired
Man.
cape?
First of all, McFarlane is killing it with these cloth capes, these wired cloth capes. For the price point of $22 with a wired cape, that's crazy.
Did we get an unboxing video of this guy?
Oh, it's already up, baby. Hit the unboxing videos. I did a review on it. It's
And he does
already
the
up.
Batusi.
He does the
Yeah.
Batucci.
Okay.
Chum. And
Why
he's
don't I
sitting
have
in
that?
the shelf with...
His belt looks a little too big.
No, that's how his belt was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His
It's
belt
like
was
that.
mad big.
I think it's all the way up to his nipples.
It's mad big.
I mean, it was what the 50s, right? I don't know.
60s. And it was
Yeah,
supposed to be
they wear their pants up high, so their belts are even higher.
And what's crazy about it is, it's like
It's like way past his belly.
this
button.
might be Adam West's costume might be the most comic accurate Batman costume we've ever gotten.
Comic accurate or like adaptation accurate?
Comic accurate as far as his costume. Batfleck, of course. I throw Batfleck in there, but it's only two of them. And he's like literally ripped from the pages of the comic. Yo, Adam West Batman, so dope. Came with a batarang, extra hands. He's standing in my case with Keaton, Clooney, Kilmer, Bale, and Pattinson, and Affleck. I got the whole Batman movie lineup. Check out the unboxing, etc. What you own? Lawrence, on the Adam West Batman figure you did the video on, the cape looks like it's made out of ribbon material. You know what? It looks
Kinda
like it,
does.
but it's not as much. It's not like that first line of Superpowers figures. It's not like that, where those were crispy and felt cheap. This is actually pretty nice. And if you see here,
two-tone.
it's two-tone. This side is shinier than this side. So it's actually it's a nice
Okay.
cape. It's a nice cape. It's a little long. Wes's cape kind of stopped at his calves. Oh, you know what's really dope? Doing a display and you got like this going on. Come on, Jack.
I wouldn't put those two together though.
Why wouldn't you put these two together?
Come on.
Why wouldn't you put these two together?
You wouldn't put Keaton next to Reeves?
Why would I put Keaton next to Superman that came out in 1978?
Why are you so angry?
Wow.
Why would you put Keaton next to a figure that came out in 1978? Keaton came out practically 1990, 1989.
Holy.
No. Christopher Reeve would be Adam West's Superman. Keaton's would be like, I don't know, Dean Cain or something, right?
Back to Dean Cain.
Back to Dean Cain. Anyway, that's enough of Collector's Corner. Jack ruined everything.
Are we gonna see ETC's thing?
Yeah. Does anybody have access to the
Yeah, I'll get it.
messages?
Give me one
Chris does.
second.
That's why we keep him on the show.
But good showings, guys. Good freaking showings. I like it a lot. Well, while Chris is looking for that, we're just going to launch into the next segment. We will show those figures. I might have to cop that Flash of Superman ECT, but I know McFarlane's probably going to do it in the 7-inch form eventually. Okay, I was worried because I have the Adam West figure, but I have my concerns, even if it won't be coming out of the box. No, it's way better quality
Oh, ETC.
than those early.
Yes, please.
It's way better quality than those early Superpowers figures. It's I don't know if you have them, but it's not too different than
Oh,
this.
Oh, all right.
Oh shoot, okay.
ETC, I am a sucker for a good Batman Beyond figure.
Are you getting this Batman Beyond, Chris?
Looks a little
Yes,
skinny.
I am going to have to now.
Well, it's
It's
based
freaking
off of
dope.
it's based off of the way it was drawn in the animated
But
series.
what scale does that scale with?
The 6 inch. 6
But
inches.
none of the McFarlane figures are 6 inch.
All the Batman animated series line is,
And then the Batman 66 too.
and Batman 66. Yeah.
All right.
And that Tommy Lee Jones freaking Two-Face. Are you collecting the entire Batman Forever wave? Because I don't like their Kilmer. I don't like the way they colored the Kilmer figure.
How do you not
So-
have that one though? You have all the actors.
No, I bought the Batman movie 6-pack, but the single release of Kilmer, they changed the coloring on the suit.
I see.
So when I got my Chris O'Donnell Robin, I thought about getting him so I can pair them up together and keep the other one in the case. But I don't like the way that figure turned out. So, yeah.
ETC, this is dope. I'm copping this.
It's fire,
Batman
though.
Beyond. Yeah,
Chris, I think you have to. You know they're coming out with the old man Bruce Wayne one.
I have
gotta
to.
get that.
I have probably 3 or 4 Batman Beyond figures. I have the Unmasked. I have the DC Direct one. I got a bunch of them. So
Well, wait. Before you get that, though, these new animated figures are kind of repackaged DC Direct ones. It is the same figure.
no, the DC Direct one is Diesel. I'll show you. I have it actually right here. The DC Direct one. The DC Direct one is built in the style of like. I'll show you. Talk amongst yourselves for 2 seconds. So
That was Chris. ladies and gentlemen.
I
So
see.
here's the DC Direct one.
See, he's got some calf muscles.
Yeah, he's jacked.
He's not looking skinny at all.
Holy.
This
Yeah,
guy
that's-
did not skip leg day.
Never. Yeah, that's based off
Why
that
is he
artwork
smiling,
from like
though?
that Batman
Look at
Superman.
those quads.
What? Why is he smiling though?
Because
Wouldn't you be
had
smiling
quads
if you had
that,
quads
you
like that?
always
Come
Really?
on.
Really?
That's the most ridiculous Batman figure I've
I'm
ever
trying
seen.
to, but I'm
Dude,
missing the Robin. When I was at GameStop today, they said the only Robin figure they had available was up in Fairbanks, Alaska. Yo, is he not showing up on GameStop online? Because that's where I got my Robin.
ETC's in Alaska. Things are a little different up there.
It's
Yeah,
still
you gotta-
America.
you
You can still go on GameStop.com.
They gotta get a sled team to deliver it though.
Yo, but real talk, while we're still
Wow.
in Collector's Corner, this not to rub this in, ETC, I'm sorry, but this Chris O'Donnell Robin, this is a dope freaking figure.
It is.
Two-tone cloth wired cape composed to so much drama in the LBC. Look at that. This is dope. And I have him standing next to my Keaton figure, next to the 89 Batmobile. It works, guys. It works. Anyways, wipe that smile off your faces. We're spending too much time here. We need to get the show on a roll. It's time for a debate.
Is it?
God.
Right on
As
cue.
you guys know,
Right on cue.
by the title, we'll eventually get to talking about Beetlejuice. But before then, we are highly aware that we are having movies that we never thought would be a sequel, have a sequel and turn into a franchise. Top Gun, so many. And also franchises we thought been done are coming back around again, like we saw with Indiana Jones, like we saw with Cobra Kai. So many things are coming back where they should or shouldn't. So I want to ask you guys, what movies, you know what, I'll extend it a little bit. What properties? No. Movies.
Let's take
What
the movie.
movies from the 80s or early 90s would you give the sequel/franchise treatment for? Rules are they're franchise. You can do a movie that has multiple sequels, but it had to have ended by the early 90s.
Kate, can you give
Bonus
it a series?
points for if you give me a movie that's never had a sequel. What, Chris?
Can you give it a series?
I'll allow it if it's good. I'll allow it if it's good.
All right, let's go. Let's do this
It's
thing.
gotta be good. Hold on, real quick. Yeah, I've been looking for it, but he only place I found it was on Amazon, and they want a minimum 40 for it. If it's 40 free shipping, it may not be too bad. I know it's a markup. Um, I'll keep an eye out for it. I'll keep an eye. There's some try cmdstore.com. It might be in its 20s, but you have to pay for shipping. I don't know. He-Man, She-Man, She-Ra?
He-Man, but it has to have Dolph Lundgren in it.
Are you talking about? Yeah.
Oh, Dolph Lundgren's He-Man. Why? Why would you waste so much money?
It fits the bill,
That
man.
was not good.
It fits, yes, it follows the rules, but I feel like He-Man shouldn't age.
So this question is inspired by the recent Beetlejuice,
But
which
also
came out.
so much stuff that we've
Oh
got.
yeah, that's going on now. My question is this though. I have a question. Beetlejuice, the original was 36 years ago. Is this the longest it's taken to get a sequel of something with the original cast
How
still
far apart
basically
was
in it?
Top Gun?
Yeah.
We don't.
Not 36 years.
Top Gun came out in the 80s. Yeah, we don't care about Top Gun. But Top Gun came out in the 80s, so it may not be that far. Beetlejuice was 1988. And Top Gun
89.
So
I think
almost 30 years.
No, Mary Poppins, 54 years.
But was it a reboot?
No,
We're not talking about
it's
reboot.
not.
This is
It
like
was
a straight
sequel.
sequel using the original actors.
Oh, using the original.
Yeah, this is a
actors.
straight
Yeah,
sequel.
it's a straight up sequel. Could use a sequel, Old Man He-Man. Not off that Dolph Lundgren. That movie killed the whole studio, Corey. It literally killed. What was the name of the studio?
Oh,
the
we
reason
got to
why
use the
Superman-
original cast.
Well,
I mean, Beetlejuice does.
That wasn't
Top Gun
in
did.
the-
you don't. Not necessarily.
Okay.
No.
I'd like to hear your pitch.
That's not this
Yeah, I
debate.
want to hear your pitch.
That's not this debate. I'm just wondering: is Beetlejuice the oldest thing that's taken to get
No,
a sequel?
according to AI, the longest time between sequels with the same actors is 74 years and 267 days. Between Seven Chances, 1925, and The Bachelor, 1999. Both films are about Jimmy
You said
Shannon, who has
Bachelor?
24 hours to help his wife claim his fortune.
It's a sequel.
So it says. I don't know. That's what.
72
I think
years
that's it.
was a kid.
I got to do more research because I don't know what that is. But according to Jack's question,
Or Nick Castle played Mike Myers in Halloween, 1978.
no,
and-
Corey, the cast was wonderful. And what was his name that played Skeletor? Joe
Schumacher.
Piscopo?
Not Schumacher.
Yeah,
My
but
luck-
Halloween had a sequel within 10
Yeah,
years
but
of it.
about
It's
4
not,
years.
I'm not talking
Nick
about the
Castle
longest running
played Mike
franchise.
Myers in 78 and in 2018. That's 40 years.
Right, but Jack's also talking about like not ever having anything in
but
between.
Halloween's on like its
Yeah.
seventh
What about
movie.
Blade Runner? Harrison Ford, 35 years.
Etc. Stop giving away answers.
He did,
Stop giving
Blade
away
Runner?
answers,
Yeah.
etc.
didn't Blade Runner did a sequel, or was that a remake?
Yeah, we
That
did.
was
We
a
got
sequel.
with
No,
what's
It
his
was a
face?
sequel.
That was a sequel.
Ryan
Okay.
Gosling.
So that don't count.
Right.
No,
No, it was a sequel.
Harrison Ford was in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was a great
Blade Runner's
Skeletor.
a 30
My cousin
sequel.
Vinny.
We never got a sequel.
We're keeping it. That'd be actually a fire. I don't know why we'd have a sequel to My Cousin Vinny with Marissa Tomei and Joe Pesci. That'd be freaking
It's
fire.
the youth.
Throw Ralph Macchio
Yeah.
in there too.
It's about the youth.
Yeah.
All right. So what you guys got?
All right.
All right, I've got a
ahead.
couple.
Go,
A
Jack.
couple. What you got?
Wait, don't get.
Yeah.
Your runners up might be ours, so don't just machine gun fire 5 of them.
Well, look, I'll
Going
go in
waves.
waves. There's so many.
I got
There's
a
so many
couple
good
too.
ones. Well, ETC said the one that's on the top
That's
of my
on
list.
top
Big
of my
Trouble in
list,
Little
Jack.
China. It should
Wait,
be
are
on
we
top of
making a
everyone's
list?
list.
Hold on.
But it's
No, no,
also
no.
like-
One.
We can. It is just one, Rich. But if we do
Okay.
have more,
Yeah. It just,
yo, etc. killed it. The Goonies.
but how does that work out
they
as a
gotta,
sequel? I
they
thought
gotta
about
come
that.
back.
They come
do-
back and
yeah.
their kids get into it.
What? There's another
Yes.
mask?
Yes. There you go.
Yes, Jack.
We're
absolutely.
writing screenplays.
What happened to your
child?
childhood, Jack?
Nope.
Yes, there's another map.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been to the Goondocks. That's what happened in my childhood,
Corey, we
and
need a
it was
reboot. We're
not.
getting a reboot of this thing.
They
We
were
need no
not
sequel of that He-Man movie
We
with
don't.
no Eternia.
No, a sequel.
And no
The
Oracle.
question is sequel.
Italy 2? Italy 2?
Italian Job.
Italian Job 2?
Well, that's a remake of a remake.
That is
Or
true.
or
And it
sequel
came
of a
out
remake.
and the remake came out way later. All right, Jack, that's one of my choices. Can I'm gonna give you a runner up because I would love to see this, and no one else would want to see this but me, and I don't care. Give me Blank Man 2. Call it Blank Man Jr. Get Damon
Sounds
Wayans
about
Jr.
right.
to be the son of Blank Man. Do it like Batman Beyond.
Or you have Blank Man and Meteor Man meet up together.
Chris, you son of a.
None of
Now,
it.
now you're making coffee with cream, baby. I love it.
Oh, no,
I
no.
love it.
What about triplets?
Oh,
Nah,
ours
you're
was-
kind of cheating. That's kind of sort of in development.
No, it's
They've been
what?
talking about doing a twin sequel forever.
But it's not out
I ain't
there.
seen
So
it yet.
technically, he's good.
All right, it's not content adjacent, but I'll allow it.
How is it not content
There's two
adjacent?
guys. They're just twins who found each other and like trying to find their mother.
Right.
That movie is great. I watched that movie recently. That movie still holds up.
It's great, but it's not like it's not superheroes.
I like when he puts on the shirt and he flexes.
It's barely in
I
action.
I didn't realize that it had to be superhero themed. You didn't post
What is
that
this
in the link.
podcast?
He really did.
But it's
Sometimes
content
I wonder.
adjacent.
What about a Tango and Cash?
Godfather Part 4. I can't rock with it only because Part 3 came out later in the 90s.
And Part 2 came out.
So Part 2, yeah, you can do a franchise as long as it ended in the early 90s. I'll allow it, but Part 3 came out a little later, I think.
Can I give a runner up?
Tango and Cash, I'm down for that. Stripes 2. Huh.
Yeah, I guess you can.
Is it still? It's still set in the.
Do you guys remember Inner Space? Where they shrink down
Yes.
their body?
Of course.
With Rob,
Yeah.
with a Martin Short, and Dennis Quaid, and a
Yeah.
wonderful what's her name?
She's so wonderful. You forgot her name.
Yes.
Oh, she's wonderful. You got mail.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Give me a sequel. That's my runner up. Give me a sequel of Inner Space.
What about Howard?
No,
the
we
Duck?
don't need an.
Like, can we get a proper Howard the Duck?
We don't.
know
The
about
first one
the
tanked. We don't want to.
interspecies.
She slept with him, Jack. It was terrible. Howard the Duck was terrible. We don't need another
Yeah.
Howard the Duck. Rich, what you got? So far, Jack's winning. So am I, because we said Big Trouble in Little China. Booyah.
What do you mean y'all winning? Y'all just they're throwing out random stuff. Okay, you know what? Judge Dredd. Okay, Judge Dredd,
Yeah,
and
we-
no,
No, we
he had
got a reboot.
remake. Yeah, thank you very much.
I
Yeah, here's a remake.
I might allow it if he's.
Nah,
Wait,
don't.
first of all, when did Judge Dredd come out?
The 90s.
When in the
like
90s?
midnight, like 94, 95.
When in the 90s?
I'll allow 95. You're pushing it. I'll allow 95.
Out of here, bro.
When did the
I'll
other one come
allow
out?
95.
The early 90s, whatever, the 90s. It came out in the 90s.
The
He'll be
Breakfast Club
now
2.
mind
Why would
you,
you-
I'm the only one that's actually giving out some type of references here. Anyway, but he's fighting Judge Death,
They're all features at this point.
Okay.
and y'all don't. I don't think y'all follow Judge Dredd. Do you?
You're bringing Stallone back.
I'm bringing Stallone back. He's fighting Judge Death. Judge Death is trying to bring the dark judges
Okay.
to their reality or to their
You're building a world.
dimension and whatnot. Yeah, so he's trying to bring them back because Judge Death can't be killed. He's a zombie pretty much. He can't be killed. He can only be contained. So pretty much they got to find out a way to contain this guy or banish him back to his dimension.
The
And
only question I have, Rich, is he still the law?
He's I
He's
am
al-
the law.
he's
the law.
he's always the law.
Yo, Nightwing said Monster Squad 2. Why have
Isn't there? They're
I feel like
already
we've
on
never
Squad.
had a Monster Squad 2. We've never.
Was
I am,
Are you
I am
sure?
so
Straight to
positive. I would bet the whole farm because I love Monster Squad, and I've been waiting for Monster Squad 2 for the last 35 years.
I got
It's never
another one.
existed.
I got another one.
And wait, Corey Pearson said, "Do E.T., but as a rom-com with Drew Barrymore." Because she was in it as a
Sold.
child. Damn. Quigley Down Under Part 2.
Hell
I don't know
yeah!
what that is.
But with Tom Selleck coming back, and is it still in like
Chris,
Australia?
what you got?
I want a series, kind of Cobra Kai-ish, of The Last Dragon.
Dude, Last Dragon's on my list too.
Mm.
That's a movie, but I'm keeping the franchise going.
I'm taking a series.
Bruce
What about-
Leroy
do we need a
teaching up the
Neverending
next
Story
one.
sequel?
Yes, man.
But
Give
the
us
next
something.
one that he's training up is actually evil, and like when he gets the glow, it turns red. And Bruce Leroy's like, "What did I just do?" And he's
That
like,
sounds a lot like
"You
Star
just
Wars,
released a
man.
whole can of it all." I mean, it's all like Star Wars, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like think about the Last Dragon. You had
What?
like you had the Force.
What
going
were the
against
consequences of the Last Dragon, though? Just a guy running rampant in the neighborhood?
Listen,
Honestly,
as long as we get
it was
dance
only
fighting, that's all
Harlem,
I care
Rich.
about.
It was only
It was
Harlem.
only Harlem. Man, but it's like Cobra Kai. This is only happening in the Valley, and if you live in California, if you hear about this all Valley karate tournament, you would go. That'd be like the fate of the world is hanging on the Nyack Karate Championship. That's like it's that like tiny in the world. But yes, the fate of Harlem, the soul of Harlem is up for grabs again as
All right.
Leroy trains
Listen.
up.
My second one is a little bit more universal.
Okay.
Fifth Element 2, okay?
No.
When did Fifth
Oh.
Element come out, Rich?
That's
Oh my
interesting,
God.
though. Yo,
Girl.
get off him, man. I would
you're not
allow
gonna
it.
lie. Nah, 1997 is where I call the flag.
But what is
I
it
call
called?
a
The
flag
Sixth
on
Element?
that
It'll
play.
just be
What is
Fifth
it,
Element
Sixth
2, right? Lily,
Labyrinth
Lilo. What? Lilo and Dallas, they have kids, right? They have kids,
Oh.
but because his first marriage was on the rocks, or terminated, or whatever the case may be, he wasn't too great with this one
Right.
either. So they're away, separated, divorced, whatever. He's still trying to make it work. He's a hopeless romantic. They have a kid. A new evil comes that threatens the universe. She has to step up, but she ends up dying unexpectedly, right? You don't see it happening.
Hey, we will kill
Spoiler.
characters off from the first movie.
No,
Keep
but
going.
we doing it, and the power is transferred over to the child who wants nothing to do with the family because they're a broken family. So she's off in the universe doing what she wants to do. Dallas has to now go find her
Can't talk.
and convince her.
He's gonna die. He's gonna die before with the movie opening. Kind of Black Panther, Beetlejuice ish.
I don't. Real quick, Corey, I think you're mistaking the Last Dragon with Enter the Dragon.
No. He's talking about Bruce Willis for Fifth
Oh,
Element.
Yeah,
I thought
Bruce Willis.
without Bruce
Listen,
Lee, I thought
We're gonna have to do what we got to do. All right, we're gonna AI him in there. All right.
No, we're not gonna AI. We had a whole strike about this,
We're gonna
Rich.
AI him in there.
Wait, why are we doing Forrest Gump too?
Whoa, why are we doing Forrest Gump too?
That
We're
was-
gonna talk about how
Forrest
horrible
Gump
Jenny
too.
was. Like what?
Jenny was terrible. Rich,
Jenny
that
was-
was
Jenny was
Fifth
almost
Element
as
came out
toxic
in
as Lois Lane.
1997. Flag on the play. Flag on the play.
You can flag it all you want. It's a good
What
story.
about like?
It's a great story. It's actually a really good story.
What about the
Damn
race?
know
it,
what?
Jack! Damn
No,
you,
wait.
Jack!
I listen. I
I
love the
You
race.
can't read that.
Drag car crow. He's the crow, but he drives a car.
Yes,
But-
man.
but-
That checks so many boxes for me.
But the movie is so like terrible. Like you actually
yes,
cannot
but
come
you
out
need
with
to
a
make
part
it
two.
into a hard, gritty
You
series.
can't. You can only reboot that. You cannot do the
No,
race
you can make it
two.
into a series.
You
can make it
cannot
into a
come out.
hard,
You
gritty
cannot
series.
come out with that now and say, "Hey guys, go watch the original and catch up."
Exactly. It's like,
You
what?
cannot. It's too bad. It doesn't work. I love the race, but it doesn't
I
work.
love the race too.
He was canceled. We'll get
For
to
what?
that sort of. Jeffrey Jones.
Oh.
I'm joking. I
Oh,
The reason
don't-
he's not
don't-
in
don't.
you know why he was
There's a reason
canceled.
why
Ferris
we
Bueller's
kinda
Day
get
Off
rid of
too.
it.
That'd be great. Ferris Bueller's Day Off too, but it's like he got fired from his job.
Yeah,
and
he's
just
like
decides
40,
to go to like.
divorced, living in a like studio apartment.
Oh, don't ruin my childhood.
How's that
Yo,
already
I got a
not thing?
pitch for Back to the
It was a
Future
commercial.
4. Can I give you my pitch for Back to the Future 4?
Didn't they close it
Yeah,
up?
and I'm going to open it right back up. So basically, you can't do it the animated series, right? But basically, Doc Brown and Marty McFly learn that you cannot go back in time and change things. All you can do is create alternate universes. Because if you remember at the end of Back to the Future 1, when Marty comes back and his parents are successful, his siblings are successful, the house is nice, Biff is kind of a punk.
And he has that dope pickup truck.
But he has no recollection of this life, which means there was a Marty that grew up in this timeline that got
That he
Kicked out.
basically
So
God.
so then like
so
freaking 30 years
messed
or 25 years later or whatever the time is, that Marty finds his way back to his timeline and wants to get rid of the prime Marty. I'm the one that grew up in this house. I'm the one that grew up with George McFly as a successful writer.
So where did he go when he got
Stuck in
displaced?
limbo, traveling through time.
Oh,
It's
time limbo.
It's the one. It's all of Marvel multiverse.
It's the one. It's all of. But when you think about it, when Marty woke up, he did not remember anything from this timeline. He's like, "Why are you in a suit?" He's like, "I have to go to work. I at the bank." You work at a bank, so it's like you replaced somebody, sir. Where's that Marty? So Back to the Future 4, Marty versus Marty.
Don't call me a chicken.
Don't call me a chicken.
Marty.
Yeah, that's my pitch for Back to the Future 4. That's a fire concept. Rich is a hater because I hated on his Fifth Element. It's all right, Rich. It's all right, Rich.
All right, so I think I win.
You know what? You know who wins?
Me.
The chat. The chat wins.
Oh, you're just pandering.
Dude,
for
look
votes.
at some of their Labyrinth 2. Somebody said and somebody they said Big Trouble in Little China before we did, Jack.
That's because they
Listen,
just jumped on the chat
man,
before we had a
you
chance to talk.
snooze, you lose. They're talking about like what is it? Something's Quigley's Down Under with Fat Tom Selleck. I don't know.
Tom Selleck.
The Goonies too.
Quigley Down Under is a great western. Don't get it twisted.
This isn't really content adjacent.
And the soundtrack for Quigley
I would go
Down
to the
Under.
movies to see a My Cousin Vinny 2 right now.
Yeah, I would.
Marissa Tomei, Joe Pesci right now.
She still got it.
What about Mom and Dad Save the World?
Oh, he's done.
We don't have John Ritter, man. He kind of was the heart and soul of that.
We don't have Leslie Nielsen either, so Airplane might be kind of hard.
You can get anyone.
No, you can't, Rich. Where's
I want to see a gritty take on the Wraith, a gritty TV series.
You will be the only one. That'll be canceled and archived, just like The Acolyte. All right, you will literally be the only one.
Dude, you can do a dope remake of the Wraith, but you can't talk about. We're going to extend the franchise of that movie that lost millions of dollars
of this thing that you don't know anything about. Right?
Oh my goodness. Anyway, let's move it on. Let's get to the real reason why we are here. Liam Neeson doing Naked Gun.
That's the reason why we're here, ladies and
gentlemen.
Liam Neeson doing Naked Gun is like kind of perfect.
But it's a reboot. You can't do like an actual sequel to it.
It is a reboot.
Anyway, let's get to the reason why we're here, and we're here to talk about some Beetlejuice. Hey! You watch your mouth, Jack. Okay, I want to ask you guys a quick question here.
Good.
If you had a choice, Beetlejuice 3 times, Candyman 3 times, Bloody Mary 3 times. Which one are you saying?
Beetlejuice. You know, at least it'll be a good time.
He wants to marry you. He wants you to show up in that red wedding dress.
Nah. He don't want to marry me. He wants to go out and keep me dead and travel through millennia and just catch tail. That's it. Beetlejuice is about that life.
Yeah.
I guess you're right. I guess there really isn't. No one's choosing Candyman, huh?
No one's choosing Candyman. No. What?
Candyman. You know he got $1,000 for every time he got stung by a bee?
Dog.
Yeah, and he got $23,000.
Dude, to this day, I won't say Candyman in front of the mirror.
Okay.
I mean,
Jai, Rich, back in the day, Jai, a kid we grew up with, did it. I was over at his house. We were watching Candyman. He did it in front of the mirror. And I swear we saw something in that mirror. And we ran out that house so quick. Black people don't play with this stuff.
I'm not even like confused with the fact that you were in the mirror with another kid.
I wasn't in the mirror. I was
like, I'm more like, why were you at Josh's house? Like,
I know.
When did that happen?
That was a random occurrence. That has never happened. You're right. He said, "You'd at least be alive after Beetlejuice." Maybe.
Probably.
Anyway, we're going to talk about Beetlejuice. I'm going to read you guys a synopsis. We're going to give our spoiler-free thoughts, and then we'll do our deep dive. We're not going to do a whole recap. You've already saw the movie, and if you haven't, spoilers. But we're going to talk about our likes, dislikes. After family tragedy, 3 generations of Deet's family return home to Winter River Still haunted by Beetlejuice, Lydia's life is turned upside down when her teenage daughter Astrid accidentally opens a portal to the afterlife. That's the synopsis. You said it 3 times already. Look behind you for Candyman tonight, Law. We gotta say it 3 times in a row looking in the mirror, Corey. Believe me, I know these rules. I know the rules.
It's happened to him once already.
Listen, you don't know my backstory. Thoughts on Beetlejuice, spoiler free. Guys, I enjoyed this thing. I went with my wife, and she was laughing the whole time. It brought me back to being a kid. And just to make sure I wasn't losing my mind, I went back and did a little deep dive of part one and reminded myself that this movie made as much sense as part one did. But I was 8 years old when I saw it. So I had to like go, oh yeah, like this is meant. Oh, I'll say this real quick. My Hunter saw this. She's 9. She saw Beetlejuice 1 2 weeks ago and then went to the movies to see this. And she liked them both. Which let me know like there is a lens that we have to kind of watch this movie through. And I went with that lens.
Well, 9-year-old Rich is long dead, so I don't know what he would think about this.
I don't know what happened to you.
But 40 life has happened to me a lot.
You got a warrant out for your arrest. You don't like Beetlejuice. What's happened to you?
Damn, Rich, you need help. You need intervention.
It was all right. That's all I got on it. It was an all right movie. I didn't need this. I didn't want this. I wouldn't have watched this in the theaters. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd have waited for it to come out on streaming.
Really?
And I went back to watch Beetlejuice 1 or Beetlejuice, and I like that one. Spoiler free. That's where we're gonna go. Yeah.
Who's not funny? Michael Keaton's not funny. He's not funny. Who's not funny? Chris.
Wait, I'm not funny. I'm funny sometimes.
When
I say mildly racist things, is pretty funny. I think. I think it's not without its problems, but it was fun to be there. This movie was such a big part of my wife's childhood that we flew her cousin from Jersey here just so they can watch Beetlejuice together. Because that's how big of an impact Beetlejuice had on them growing up. It's one of those staples, like Back to the Future,
Nightmare Before Christmas.
It's one of those like staple movies from your childhood. I had a couple problems with it. I think it was the edit that gave me the biggest problems, and we'll talk about it more as we get into it. But I don't know. It was still fun. I still laughed. I still thought it was cool. And yeah, I liked it.
Jack.
I enjoy the film. It's if you like Tim Burton, this is a Tim Burton movie. I wouldn't say it's better than the original, but that would have been kind of big shoes to fulfill. But it feels like it's just moving in accordance with the original. For
Chris,
the
did I say this? The sequel seemed like they were. Did I say if they become a buddy cop movie and work? Did I call that?
We had this conversation right before it.
I said, I swear, if Lydia and Beetlejuice team up, I'm done.
So let me just say something real quick about Beetlejuice. I'm sorry. Actually, Jack, you can finish and I'll jump in.
Sorry, Jack.
Nah, I mean that's basically it. I enjoyed it, but there were a couple major things that hurt the viewing experience for me. Otherwise, I enjoyed the film a lot. And seeing Michael Keaton back in the role, I mean, Michael Keaton was so much fun. And I thought William Dafoe actually stole the thing. He looked like he was having great. He looked like he was having more fun than anybody.
He was having fun. Well, Connie, I think if you go back and watch the first one and try to follow the rules of ghosting and the rules, it's mad confusing too. It's like you have Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis, and it's like they can't be seen, yet they're supposed to like haunt people in the house, and in 2 seconds they figure out how, and they get these powers where they can make like shrimp grab faces. Where'd that come from? And the book, it's nothing but hijinks.
I'm okay with hijinks. I watched this.
Let's get into it.
I watched this movie.
Spoiler.
And I felt like, Yes, I felt like we were watching the cartoon, and I felt like this was like it looked like they took a bunch of episodes of a
I
series.
figured that
And
because I was lost in something. I'm like, this had to come from like the cartoons because this.
It
Yeah.
did not come
except
from the
there's no-
cartoon.
no, but you have the
There's no
storyline. But
history.
look, just take this out. You have the storyline with Jenna Ortega and the boy who's a ghost. You have the storyline with the dad dying, which I don't know why they should just have the dad die and just moved on. I don't know why it was such a big part of the movie. They had the storyline of
The dad was the reason for them all going back to the
but the
house.
dad should have just died. He should just die. They should just left it.
No,
Why did they chase
but we
him?
can't because if the dad just died in the film where we get to see the afterlife with the daughter who can see ghosts, we'd be asking the wrong questions. Why can't she see him? Why is he not down there when they go down? Like they stopped us from asking a bunch of questions that we would have asked.
Can I say one of my
Wait,
biggest
wait.
problems
Can we
was
follow,
right
I
off the
just want to
bat?
follow this thread with Chris real quick. What do you think about
Yeah.
that though? Like
So
we could have asked those questions, no?
no,
If he
but
di-
I
I would have. Go Chris. Go Chris.
no,
Talk about
I think you could have done the dad dying in the first 15 minutes and then moved on. And you could have had him passing through the waiting room and move on, and that's fine. But they felt like they spent so much time on him. And then you had the storyline with Monica
Okay.
Bellucci. Etc. is right.
Wait. I agree. We could have had the dad die, have him pass through, and then in the end have her reunite with him. But we don't need to have him like
that's
in the
fine
middle.
with me, but
I can
I
rock
felt like there
that.
was too much time. And then you have the storyline. You're building up Monica Bellucci as this big bad.
I agree with this.
You totally waste her. And first of all, we talk about Salma Hayek. Monica Bellucci is in that category with her because she's aging like fine wine. This woman.
Right.
I don't know about
Let's
that one.
okay. So this I was sitting in the movie theater with this one, and I looked at Shay and was like, if you remove this entire plot from this film, nothing changes.
No,
She does not this part of the movie, I was like, I don't know why it needs to be here. It doesn't add to the urgency. It
that could have
doesn't
been a whole movie by itself. You could have done the whole movie by itself
Or-
with Monica
or-
Bellucci.
they could have made this the movie. He's running from
Yes.
her. But like she didn't need to be in there.
We didn't
No.
need her at all. I was like,
You could have done
who is-
either the
who is
whole
this
movie
problem?
on the Monica Bellucci arc or the whole movie on the daughter arc with the Ghost Boy. Why did you do both?
We'll get around to that, Jeffrey, but I think we all thought it was a fun time, and Rich would have rather watched it streaming and probably falling asleep halfway through.
I probably wouldn't watch it at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. I probably would have watched it just out of curiosity and stopped it halfway through. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Fair.
Especially when the Monica portion of it, when she I was like, why are we doing it? We already got the Ghost Boy. Why do we need her?
Well,
Like,
I didn't know she was unnecessary until we got further along.
Well, they kept building her up like she's going to be huge, and then it's like, oh, you know what?
Listen, almost 30 minutes go by in a movie called Beetlejuice Beetlejuice before we even get
Which is like
Beetlejuice.
part one.
No, but it's not part one, it's a sequel. And then here's one of my biggest gripes about this film. What does Beetlejuice want someone to do?
Marry him?
He wants him to say his name 3 times so he can come to the
Right.
real world. That's it. That's what he wants. Some dude walks in there and he goes, let me pull the Band-Aid off. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. And Beetlejuice is released. The genie's out of the bottle. And the movie still doesn't start because he doesn't come to the real world until Lydia says it.
But remember in part
15
one
minutes,
that happened.
20 minutes
In part
later.
one, she said Beetlejuice, 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 and that brought them in the model. Then she had to do it again.
That's
and
right.
that brought him to the real world.
You don't got to say it 6 times. You got to
No,
say his
in
name
the
3
first
times.
movie,
and
somebody correct me. I think Connie, you watched the first one
Viv,
yesterday.
I know you're watching.
And Viv, didn't Gina Davis say Beetlejuice 3 times? That brought them in the model, and then he got to say him. He got them to say it again. Correct me if I'm wrong.
He did. Yeah, he did. He
So
did.
that was a rule. The first 3 times brings you into his world so he can communicate with you. The next 3 times is what brings him out. The next 3 times sends him back in. I'm not saying it makes sense, Jack. I'm not saying it makes sense, but that's consistent with the first one. It is consistent.
There's a flaw in a sequel.
Not
Where you're waiting almost 30 minutes to get the protagonist of the story.
that is true, etc. But the protagonist of the story is Lydia, and they gave in Astrid.
Lydia is the biggest supporting character,
Well, it's Astrid is the protagonist.
and the movie's not called Lydia.
Lydia. Beetlejuice didn't show up to the first 30 minutes of the first movie. It was Alec Baldwin, Gina Davis, and Lydia.
Yes, I agree. But Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis
Tim
are
Burton,
not in this film.
And Tim Burton specifically said they wanted to use Beetlejuice sparingly because to have him in the movie like crazy would actually water him down. Just like the first one, he kind of comes in, causes trauma. And
I
then
think
comes,
it's because he's a little bit too tired of doing Beetlejuice. He's a little bit too.
I don't know. He
He's
looked
a little
good.
bit too- did you watch the first one? Go watch the first one. The energy levels, it ain't there, bro.
I thought he killed. I was
same.
feeling him.
It ain't the same. It didn't feel the same.
What?
Can also say that this is a personal thing. This is not me right. This is my opinion. In my opinion, this movie right off the bat made a mistake with how the movie started. This movie, in my opinion, should have started with him in the waiting room because his number was like 1 billion something.
In one of the
that part
in one
right
of the
there.
trailers, they showed
That sends them back. Home sends them back. That happened in part 1 as well.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, I get that. I'm talking about this movie should have started with Beetlejuice in the waiting room and his number being called. And it wouldn't have had to
The
change
teaser
anything.
trailer had that scene.
Huh?
If you remember the first teaser trailers that came out, it had him back in the waiting room.
So now,
But the movie
so now I gotta
didn't
watch
have
the
it.
trailer to make that make sense.
No. I'm thinking this movie is a victim of editing.
But
This movie should have said 36 years later.
Your
and his number
your
being called.
42-year-old critical minds needs to go back to being. But
It's not
in
me being
part
critical.
1, when Gina Davis or Alec Baldwin, I forget which one, fell into that sand pit and he got pulled back, it was as if he was gone for hours, although he was gone for minutes. So they already threw out there in the first movie that when you're in this other world, time moves differently. So it's not a true 30 years in the afterlife that it is for on Earth. And they established that in part 1.
No,
you can't call a flag if they establish it in part 1.
Wait, what you're saying is that the time moves faster in the real world than in this world. That's what they because I remember in part 1 because they bounced out. They went to the afterlife. They came back and they were talking to the woman with the slit in her throat, and she was like, "Oh, it's been 2 months." Yeah. 2 or 4 months, something like that. And everything was changed. They moved the deets moved in and everything like that, and changed everything out.
And it was mad inconsistent too. Like that wasn't something that was consistent in part 1. Sometimes that was plausible, sometimes it wasn't. But they established it. So I don't know. Viv gave us an answer, but yes, to get him back in his world, they have to say it. Yeah, to get him back. Yeah. But I think it was 3 times to visit him in the model. Then he gave his pitch to them. Help me out. Hey, remember, they said his name. They were brought in. Then he was like, "I can help you out. Trust me, I can do it all."
Can I gripe on something? Beetlejuice's vocation is poltergeist. We don't see him doing any poltergeisting in this.
But isn't aren't those the calls?
And if his job is, hang on, if his job is, I live in the afterlife, and I've got a whole team of little shrunken head dudes,
Bob,
which is hysterical.
Say his name.
They get me,
we will remember Bob.
And they get me jobs.
They're not all Bobs.
They're getting him jobs to go.
Yeah, but they're not all Bobs. He had a whole bunch. He had a team of shrunken head guys.
But Bob died. I'm sorry, Jack.
I'm saying we never see Beetlejuice do any poltergeisting ever.
I mean, we see it at the wedding, at the end.
At the wedding.
I guess you can call it poltergeisting.
Kind of. It missed opportunities. I felt like the whole first 20 minutes of this movie was just a missed opportunity.
Sometimes I say it's a missed opportunity. Sometimes you just want to see a different movie, which is fair. Sometimes you just wanted a different movie. I don't think it was a missed opportunity because even in Beetlejuice 1, it wasn't about him. He's the activator, but it's about the humans. It's about the Maitlands or the human story.
But we at least see him poltergeisting
because
on them.
The Maitlands asked him to. He was activated by whatever human story was going on. Similar to this one. Lydia's like, I need you, but instead of you come out here and haunt people, I need you to guide me through here. He's an activator. It's never been about Beetlejuice. He doesn't necessarily have an arc. He didn't have an arc in the first one. I want to get in the real world and I want to marry you.
That's his same arc in the second one.
He's consistent.
They had the same outfits.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had that
Well,
toy.
no,
This
no.
is strange.
This is great. The imagery is great. I mean, you got practical models, the costuming, the lighting, the set design. This
I
movie's
think
great.
the afterlife is on Saturn. That's why there's a time difference.
She did make a comment that it's on Saturn. I think we're on Saturn.
I
We're
missed
one of
that.
Saturn's moons.
I
And
missed
what's
that.
that supposed to mean?
Mm-hmm.
Don't
The
know.
time moves differently on the moon. So I gotta sit here and research Saturn's.
No, time does move differently on the moon. Time is
Yeah, it
just
really
a
is.
construct. It
Just
moves
think of
differently
time, just
everywhere.
like
Time is like the most arbitrary thing we all.
I
to.
agree that that Monica, her character, did not make any sense. It didn't need to be in the film, and I hate to say that, but I don't see what she and the way she went out at the end. Well, that was
Like-
easy.
she went out worse than
Wasted.
Bing.
That's not.
No, just no build up, no nothing, just back gone.
Yes, but I really like Michael Keaton in this, guys. He was on fire for me.
Of course,
He was.
he's the whole reason
Yeah,
you
he
watch
was
He
it.
was
on
great. I thought he was
fire.
great too. Let me give you a gripe that Viv had. Viv actually made a side by side comparison. She had a big problem with the makeup, and Viv's cousin also. She felt like the makeup wasn't done as well as Beetlejuice 1.
I mean, this picture is not.
I
that
thought
good.
the eyes looked like really.
Yeah, I
painted
had a
on.
problem with the eyes too, but
The
Yeah, I
makeup,
think-
but sometimes our advancement in technology, being able to see more detail, does not help.
you know what?
Some of these
HD versus
things.
SD. You might be right, Lawrence.
I mean, that's the thing about films. There was a grainy kind of quality to it back then. You weren't supposed to see everything. But I agree. I thought that in the original trailer that he felt more like he was wearing makeup. I agree with that. What else? What do you guys think about Jeffrey Jones? Like, I was surprised they showed his face as much as they even did.
I'm surprised.
Well, they didn't show his face. They had
But
a
on his
cartoon version
tombstone,
of it.
they
to
had
get-
like his
Yeah,
kind
I
of
mean-
like
They did.
transparent
I mean,
picture.
You
I
can't
don't
do
think
that.
he got paid from this at all.
You would have to get paid. If you show
But
my
they probably-
face, you got to
they
give me a
just-
little something.
Yeah, they probably just cut him like a check and like call it a day.
Unless that picture was an older picture, they could have had.
But I would
rights from
say
last
even the
movie.
claymation,
They
you
just-
use my likeness. You got to pay me.
It depends. It all goes back to depending on
No,
whatever
that's
those contracts
SAG.
were.
That's
if
SAG.
he signed him,
That's a union thing.
he might be getting paid. But he's definitely. They found a way of keeping him out of the movie, which I thought was weird. How his headless body was talking at all. FYI, the guy gets his head cut off and still manages to talk. But then the guy who has his mouth zipped, he can't talk, but he got a head.
Yeah.
No, Jeffrey Jones, according to some Redditor, Jeffrey Jones did not get paid because the original signed contract states the actors don't own the rights of their likenesses to the characters now, past, or future.
Oh, there we go. All right.
But isn't
Gotta
that
read
but-
those
but
contracts.
Beyond contracts, it's a union thing as well. No,
No,
SAG
look
was
at-
different
look
back
at,
in the 80s, baby.
this movie came out now.
Yeah, no, but the contract
Right.
was signed then. I mean, look at the Princess Leia thing. She couldn't get cast in anything without the production paying Lucasfilms.
Right, but that's different.
Because-
It's like,
she signed away her likeness.
okay, yeah.
It just goes down to you got to read your contracts. You always got to read your contracts.
I guess so.
Viv
Makeup was
says-
whack.
She was Viv
Correction.
was faulty. Viv was upset about the makeup.
Beetlejuice is a bioexorcist, not a
Exorcist,
poltergeist.
Exactly.
Thank you, appreciate that. Thank you for the correction. Yo, the makeup was kind of.
Excuse me.
Listen, the world was great, but it did feel costumey. Like even
Didn't feel as grimy.
like Defoe looked like he had a plastic
Yeah.
skull.
But I
and,
think
and face
I
kind
think
of
that
weird
I
green.
think that was done purposely because that leads to kind of the world and the aesthetic from the first Beetlejuice. Just like Alien Romulus, when you looked at the screens, it still looked like 1980s screens.
I don't know if the
Because-
makeup was harder
Right.
to do because they're older. I would say the makeup's easier to do because everything got more advanced. I would say, and I can't speak for those that are older than us, but we let a lot of things go at 8 years old.
Right.
And that now we have rose-colored sunglasses to a lot of that stuff. Whereas now
took-
watching a new one,
I took it as maybe they were taking points from the cartoon because I didn't watch the cartoon, but I knew
I
the
watched
cartoon was out there.
yesterday,
But
in
the,
fact.
none of this,
No,
none of the
Well,
Tim Burton.
I'm not talking about the
you
story.
know.
I'm talking about like you said with Defoe's head. It looked kind of off.
But I think that was always the aesthetic. That's what made.
Yeah,
Believe it or not, it's kind of crazy. In 1988, Beetlejuice was PG because PG-13 was. We
Yeah.
were seeing stuff we weren't supposed to see.
wait, it was
Yeah.
PG, and they
Yeah.
got away with an F bomb in a PG movie.
Did they have
F
it? Did they have an F bomb in part one?
Yeah, nice.
Oh
F
yeah,
bottom.
Yeah,
the '80s, baby. But basically,
well, you get one.
and they got one
you get
in
one
this
in
one
it.
because now you can get one in a PG-13.
Yeah.
But I think also it was able to be PG back then because even though things were gruesome, it was still a cartoony level. Like even when you see someone a missing head or someone's cut in half, it's not like real blood and guts. There's something cartoony
Yeah,
about it.
But this
Yeah,
one
it has
was
to.
this one had more discrepancy. Like his guts come out. There's definitely
But
liquid
it's
in
not
there,
red,
and the
though.
other guy's
It's
squirting
not
out
red, though,
blood.
Jack. I guarantee if it was more close to like
Like real life.
His body was squirting out red blood.
Who's?
The guy who
Yeah,
has his
but
Yeah,
blood
but
on
it
his
was
shirt.
like in a U shape, and it was kind of like it didn't look like
the
Saw,
violence was
the
very
movie
cartoony.
Saw.
yeah.
Yeah.
And even the dad that was bit by like piranhas, he had piranhas in his face and stuff, and it was still very cartoony.
Very cartoony. They
Which
look like
I would
rubber
say
fish.
Supposed to, though.
Kind of consistent with part one.
Yeah,
That
and
is
I think that's what it's
consistent.
supposed to do.
Yeah,
And I'm telling you, at 8 years old, we ain't question any of that. We ain't
but this
question
wasn't. This
stuff.
wasn't. This one wasn't. I would say this one wasn't more creative.
That's
on
what I'm
par with
saying.
it.
People have to remember the original came out in 1988 and this one came out in 2024. 30s. Yeah, like we're watching it through critical eyes. We're watching it after watching Game of Thrones and watching elevated content that answers all the questions. We got to go back to a time where they Rich, they greenlit Weekend at Bernie's. The premise is the boss is dead.
I know
We
the
got to
premise.
get through this party.
It's fantastic.
If that came out today, you would hate it, Rich.
Back then, I mean, this ain't today. It's back then.
But that's my point. But that's my point. But that's my point. Some of these things that are kind of rehashing our childhood, we're watching it in a way that it was never meant to be watched.
And maybe I shouldn't have watched it. I mean, it is what it is.
Or you got to watch it through your child. Like when Chris,
Don't
look
have
at Chris.
They're
He's-
gone.
He's happy.
Hang on,
Chris is
though.
always
Hang on,
happy,
though.
right?
You're making one. Hang on, though. You're not being honest
Mhm.
with one thing. This movie was made for
Yeah.
us.
Right.
This
No.
movie was greenlit
This
and made
movie-
for us. It
mm-mm.
wasn't made for this
This
generation.
movie was not made for us at 42. This movie was made for us when I made the first one. He didn't make this movie. I'm gonna grow this movie up with the audience. No, this movie is for us, but it's also for other 9 and 10-year-olds because it's an easy jumping in point.
How is it not at your first one? Wait,
It's an easy jumping in point.
was there not like a low key sex scene in this thing? This is made for 9 and
Yeah,
10
it
year
was,
olds.
but it was very. Yeah.
Chris, if you remember in the 80s, they got
Yeah.
away with a lot. 16 Candles, we saw full frontal. Dude,
Wait, time out.
I'm one of the guys. Remember that
Etc.
movie?
That's etc. That's disgusting. What's the timestamp so I make sure I don't watch it?
That's ridiculous. Dude,
Ah,
just one of the guys
boy.
was like PG and had
Man.
full frontal. All the makeup will not make now body look it did years ago. I don't know. Zandu looked really good in Guardians of the Galaxy, and that dude's pushing 70. I don't know, Pop Johnson.
But no.
Yondu.
No. You was still. You look at go back and look at what you did, which I'm not understanding how you don't see this. You look at Keaton when he was doing Beetlejuice back then in the 80s
Yeah.
and versus now is definitely different, bro. He has different energy level.
Well, yeah, he was like 30. So
It's not the same for me. But still,
I
with
think
that being said, this guy Beetlejuice does not age. So if I'm looking at Beetlejuice, I'm expecting somewhat of that same energy from back then. Like he seems like his delivery was just off. Like he seemed
I
like
thought his
like I'm
delivery
tired of
was-
this. Like like
Nah, I didn't get that.
I got that. I got that.
I thought he was kind of dialed in. If anything, it seemed more effortless than part one. I feel like part one he was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna do everything. Here it felt like more. Well, he knows the character now. Part one,
But in Rich's defense, I'd say the script actually didn't even allot for Beetlejuice to be
Thank
as
you, Viv.
outrageous. Like
That's what I'm saying.
In part one, you see him. He turns into a circus tent at one
Yeah.
point. You know, we don't see that in this
Yeah.
film. That for it, he doesn't have the antics in this movie that
I
he
would have
did
liked
in the
more of
last
that.
movie.
I would definitely
Yeah,
like more.
that would have been more. I would have loved more antics from him.
Well, it would have been nice to see him. Haunting.
Etc.
some
says he's gonna find it for you, and
I see that a lot when I was younger. Nice.
boy.
But I'm sorry, I stand on it. This movie was made for us, but still made for us when we were kids, and the kids are gonna like it because you don't need to watch part one to understand what this film is. You kind of get it right away. This is for 13-year-olds, and I'm kind of down with it. I'm down with it. It don't need to make sense. It was fun. It don't need to make sense. It's fun for me. So
That sounds like a Chris St. Victor take on a movie.
I'm feeling very like I'm watching Venom right now, and I'm you.
Wow.
Because for me, when I go to a movie and I go, it's called the Beetlejuice. Like I'm not expecting Schindler's List here. It's like
But I am
it
expecting
gave you
Beetlejuice.
It gave you as much Beetlejuice as Beetlejuice 1 gave you. If you expecting more,
But that's the problem. This is the sequel.
no.
I'm sorry, it is. It's a problem.
So
It's
now
not
you're
establishing
going.
it yet.
I want to see a different movie.
You want more Beetlejuice?
No, I'm saying I want to see Beetlejuice.
No,
Beetlejuice.
you want to see a different movie. They gave you a movie. They gave you
saying
a
I
movie
wanted-
consistent with part one.
Hang on, I'm saying what I mean to say. I'm actually saying what I mean to say, Lawrence. I was expecting.
Why?
To
Why
see
did you expect to
add
see
more.
it if part one didn't give that to you? They already told you what the movie is because it's the sequel.
Yeah, but
Part one is part one. When part one needs to establish certain things, part two usually
Yes,
doesn't
it
have
does
to
if it comes out
reestablish certain
36
things.
years later.
And this part one established all these side characters.
I know, but they're planning on people seeing it who are not just in their 40s and 50s. So they do have to kind of like this is kind of a new part one as well for the rest of
Yes,
the
of
world
course.
who didn't grow up in 1980s. So for me, if it's consistent, it's consistent. And it'd be nice if they did something different, but that would be me wanting to see a different movie than they gave me.
Well, what was Beetlejuice's job?
What was
in
his
this
job
movie?
in part
Because he
one?
had a job.
bioexorcist.
He was a bioexorcist.
He
And
was a
so I
bioexorcist
guess
in this
that's the
one. He
difference.
was
He
taking
was,
like
but now
he
you
had
got people
operators coming in. He was looking at things like, what's the next job? What's the next job?
Except that's my point. But we never see
because he's
any
the
of that.
boss.
Any of it. He's still got to do
No,
the job.
he got guys that do it for him. He got people in the streets.
But and that's my thing. You didn't see him be a bioexorcist in part one. It only related to the protagonists and how they needed him. That's consistent. You saw him used in this film by how the protagonist needs him. It's the same thing.
Look, I thought this film was a good time. I just think it was a bunch of movies in one, and I would have liked to see them flesh out and develop either one of those storylines, either the Astrid storyline with the Ghost Boy or the Monica Bellucci line with Beetlejuice's ex. I'm down with either one,
Right.
but give me one of those fleshed out. I don't need both done kind of half-assed.
Or the third one, which just ties straight into the original, is the only way he's allowed to get out of this world is to get married.
the people, not real humans.
Bob Johnson, you got
What are you
actual
saying?
actors on this
You have
podcast.
actual actors. No AI. Go ahead. What are you
Yeah,
saying?
no,
That's the third storyline is the same as the first one. The only way Beetlejuice is released from where he's at, his purgatory essentially, is for him to get married.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're just picking that right back up. And I don't need the girl with the ghost boy, and I don't need Monica.
No, I like the
Now,
girl.
I'm not saying
What's
you
wrong with
can't
the girl with the
have them.
ghost boy?
I'm not saying you can't have them. I'm not saying you can't have them. I'm saying you don't actually need them.
I would have liked the
disagree.
take of the girl and the ghost. I like Astrid and the Ghost Boy because then it gives us a reason to utilize.
That's why
Beetlejuice.
she needs
I did too.
Beetlejuice.
Right.
That's the plot device to get her to need Beetlejuice. Monica does nothing.
Yes, but it's not why Beetlejuice needs
Right, but
them.
Beetlejuice has his own agenda. And Beetlejuice, what I liked about that is that Lawrence and I had this conversation, Beetlejuice better not turn into a good guy. And he did it. He was still Beetlejuice. He was still bad. He
Yes.
still did his own thing. He still was the
Of
trickster
course.
demon, but
He's a lot nicer in this one than he is
because
in
he's
the
trying
first
to
one.
get something.
Only when he needed something.
Yeah.
He was nice to the Maitlands too and then they let him out. And he was haunting the house. He was doing what they asked him to do. They
Yeah.
didn't say don't marry
delivered.
Lydia. he delivered. But he's like, I got my own agenda. So I think the ghost, you need the ghost boy in here because that's what
Yeah.
gets Lydia and Beetlejuice into the underworld.
That would have made a better movie just to have the go. And then you could have done Beetlejuice 3 and done Monica Bellucci and Beetlejuice 3.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Look how well that works. Why aren't they giving us checks every single day is what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Come on, man.
Let's rank this thing. I think we
Yeah.
talked about our highs, talked about our lows. What do you guys give Beetlejuice?
I'll go first. You know what? Even with the problems, even with the issues, I'm still giving it a 7 because it was a damn good time.
I'm with you. I'm with a 7.
You know, it had its faults, but
I was laughing.
Yeah, he's
Me and
still
Shay had a good time.
I chuckled once, and then I had
Your heart is black.
I had this. I probably had an 8-year-old child that was literally getting up and running around and kicking the seat in front of her, and I'm over there looking at her father like, "Are you going to say anything?" Anyway, so that ruined my joy. Anyway, that ruined my time at the theaters. So I'm gonna give this, and then I chuckled once at the thing, and I was like, I really didn't. I could have saved my money. I'm be honest with you, I really could have saved my money. I'm gonna give this, being generous, I'm gonna give this a 5. It's mid.
Whoa.
We talking out of 10, right? I'm gonna give this a 5. It's mid.
Etc. So the first one's an 8, and this one is a 6. Whoa, is it that big of a difference?
Well, I agree with ETC. I thought this one was a 6. And I thought Michael Keaton
Give
was...
it a 5.
I can't shake a stick at him. He's great. I thought, again, William Dafoe, so enjoyable. I thought they could have done a lot more with Lydia's character. Her character was a little not fleshed out for me, especially when you consider we did have the whole cartoon worth of content and other Beetlejuice content that's come out in the last 36 years that fleshed her character out a little more. None of that made it.
It wasn't the same content, no. Viv gets 7.
Well, it still exists. Is my point. So the opportunity to expand her and flesh her out exists, especially when other people.
I think they
done
fleshed her out though. She's a psychic medium. She's like very much. She has. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, she's a psychic medium.
But we also don't see any of that in this film.
You see it
I'm sorry, we don't.
You see it when she walks into the bathroom.
And she sees the woman there.
Yeah.
And I do believe when she's doing the broadcast, like whatever she's saying is the truth. She was in that house.
It is. We see the woman. She's like, not now, Nadia.
Yeah. So we did see her do it, and then no, we do. We see this.
You see glimpses of it. We don't get any real in depth. We don't see her doing it or do it. Not really.
Well, it's not.
You get hints at it, yes. You don't see her. You don't actually see her go to the house and do anything. You see it begin to happen, and then it cuts out. So we don't actually see it. We don't see her as this paranormal.
But we did.
Person.
We saw her see ghosts.
I
don't understand.
She saw a ghost in the bathroom.
She sees Beetlejuice in the crowd. She sees Beetlejuice with the kids. So she does see Beetlejuice.
Yes, but we don't see her. Yes. We see her being affected by Beetlejuice's psychic pull.
Yes, we do. She's having dreams, and she's seeing. I don't understand.
What is she supposed to? I mean, because we really don't understand what is she. We understand that she goes to houses in different places and sees ghosts and whatnot, and maybe negotiates with them. Like she never displayed that she had any type of power to like actually exorcise them out of the premises.
They can find a loophole like they found the Maitlands.
Yeah, but
thank you. Wait, hang on. This is my point, Rich. I'm not saying we don't see her seeing it or having the powers. We see her doing nothing.
I don't think she has.
We don't.
I don't think she has powers. She even said, "I can't."
I'm not saying she has. I mean,
but she can't choose who she sees. They come as they come. She says, "She's like that's why." She told Astrid, "I can't see your father. I don't know why." Like I don't choose
Oh
when they
well,
pop
we
up.
all know why, because he got a
She
job. He
chose to-
died and
she
got a
chose
job.
to-
That's why he
That's what
did.
happens. And then if you don't see your man, that's probably because he's working hard, Rich.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
Just like he was doing in life, he's
No.
working hard in death. All right.
I know. I guess I just disagree with you. I guess I just take what they show me as.
We don't see her actively doing.
I don't know what that
anything.
means.
We yeah, you're an actor, you're a
I
writer.
don't know
you
what
do
you
know what
mean.
I
I see a
mean.
woman who is kind of complacent in life because she starts out similar to part one, just kind of floating. In part one, she was almost wanted to end her life, bad relationship with her daughter, doesn't have the guts to repair that. So we see someone who's very much letting life just happen to her, and then her arc is she takes her life and she saves her daughter and she stands on her own 2 feet. That's a hero's journey. So I don't mean, what do you mean not active? She summons the very thing that she's scared of because I need you to help me save my daughter. Like
Right.
that's not active? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know what you mean by she's not active.
I'd say she's not flushed out up until about 30 minutes into the movie when she finally.
It would be cool.
Actually, it might be further than 30 minutes into the movie. It's more like we're almost 3/4 into the movie before she says Beetlejuice.
That means she's
What's
not fleshed out.
What's that horror movie on Netflix where you see all the ghosts in the background? The Haunting at Hill House?
Yeah.
It would be cool if every
Yeah.
time you saw Lydia, there was kind of like a ghost, like a Tim Burton ghost in the background because she's seeing them.
Well, she's like a magnet for it.
Yeah.
I would have done that.
That would have been
We don't
cool.
see that either. We don't
But
get that.
we
sense.
do, because when they show it to us once, when she just sees the ghost in the bathroom, that lets us go, oh, this is part of her life. Because she didn't freak out about it.
No,
She was just,
she's
she
like,
just
in
talked
fact,
to
she's
her
annoyed
like,
by it. Not
like
her.
it's normal, which means that's as a storyteller, as an actor, Jack, that lets me go.
And they
this
also
is commonplace.
And they also put in the
This is
fact that she
common
takes
practice.
medication for it, so we can only assume that she's taking
Suppress it.
medication
To
throughout.
dull it, because it
Yeah.
happens. Like they're giving us the context clues to let us
And
know
she
this
sees
is her
the
life
parents
now.
right away. Remember when she runs to the parents to save Astrid? She sees the parents right away. The guy turns around, he has the saw on his face, and the mom comes out.
Yeah. So, and then she had a bad relation. Like the relationship ended with her dad. She doesn't have a good relationship with her daughter, and she doesn't have a mother. It's her stepmother. Like, I don't know. For a Beetlejuice movie, that was as much character development that made sense to me. And she's not the main protagonist. It's Astrid that we're spending more time with anyway. I don't know, Jack. Agree to disagree. So we got a 7, a 6, and a 5.
6.25.
6 point. Sadly, I think this is going to be better than James Gunn's Superman. Etc. We couldn't be any more in disagreement. But it is better than Man of Steel. Oh, shots fired. Lydia didn't let her father die in a tornado when she had the power to save him. Shots fired. Chris. You have some recommendations?
I do have some recommendations. Okay,
How about that?
let me share my screen. Did this thing not work, you piece of junk?
Keep hitting them, Rick. Keep hitting them.
Okay.
Hey, tell your
Way
doctor
longer
to
than
see
that,
ghosts and you'll get a handful of pills. I think you probably will.
Right.
Okay. So we talked about sequels. We talked about if we were to pick stuff up. So my recommendations are there's a bunch of 80s movies that were
how do you get in on that? Hey man, that's how you know I'm a real life boy.
Is this Police Academy?
So there's a ton of 80s movies that became cartoons. And I want to talk about some of them. Is that all right with you guys?
Sure.
Talk about it?
Yeah, let's do that.
So we have Police Academy that lasted for 2 seasons.
Yo, why do I gotta wait? Why do I gotta
You got the toy! How do you have the toy?
How was this guy in
Yo.
arm's reach for you?
And why? That is true. Why was he ready? Why was this is Hightower? Remember
Yes.
Hightower? This is the
Yeah.
action
Yeah.
figure for Hightower. I think I got Mahoney in here somewhere.
Wow.
I come prepared for these things, guys.
Nice.
I
What
love
else
you too,
got, Chris?
ETC.
What else you Hey, yo, get a room. What else you got,
We
Chris?
got
Watch
that.
this.
Remember Back to the Future?
Yeah.
Remember
I
that?
do.
Yeah.
Saturday morning cartoon.
Yes,
Does that look like Rick and Morty?
Yep.
it actually does look very much like Rick and Morty. I wonder if Rick and Morty's based off that animation.
And what about the Wild Stallions themselves?
I
Oh yeah.
Dude, what are you doing, Chris? Come on, blow me up, baby. Let me show this now.
Hold on. Let me stop sharing and blow you up
Yo,
right now.
What is-
blow me up, baby. Wild
What is going-
Stallions. Chris, did we plan this?
No,
you
we
tell
did
me
not
direct-
plan it whatsoever.
Come on, man. I actually collected toys in the 80s. It's ridiculous.
Why is everything right in
I'm
arm's reach?
prepared for these things,
That's my
Jack.
question. That's my question. Tell me you got Karate Kid, Lawrence.
Yeah.
I'm out. He's got a Miyagi. I'm out. He's
You
got
got the
Miyagi.
Miyagi.
I had a Danielson.
I'm
I
out.
don't think I got him here.
Ah,
You might have got me, Chris. Yeah. I actually did have a Karate Kid from that line though.
all right.
What
I
else
get
you got,
it.
Chris? What else you
So
got?
obviously we spoke about Beetlejuice, obviously. So there was the
Yeah.
Beetlejuice cartoon.
Yes. Let's see the cartoon.
You guys remember the
Which is
cartoon?
very different. Like they're buddies in the cartoon. It's
Yeah,
very
they
different.
are. Yeah, they have to be. It's the cartoon.
Yeah.
It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
But it's pretty great.
Didn't
then
they make
there's-
another cartoon?
I
Or
don't
am I
know.
making that up?
You might be making that.
Do you guys
up.
remember RoboCop?
Yeah.
The cartoon?
Yes.
The cartoon?
Yeah.
How do we have a robo? This is so inappropriate.
I know.
Well, you want to get
Not as
inappropriate, Jack.
inappropriate as that. Let me see it. I'm waiting for it. This is the
I
one I'm
know
waiting
what
for.
you're waiting
Chris.
for. I'm not going to disappoint.
Ooh.
Here's the-
So Hollywood wasn't any more original in the 80s than they were now.
This
Yes,
is the
Rambo
most
the cartoon.
inappropriate cartoon that was
What was he doing in the
full-blown
cartoon?
R-rated movie
What on earth?
converted
About
to
PTSD.
Yep. converted to a children's cartoon.
But who was he fighting in the cartoon?
He's
Chris?
fighting this
Communism.
dude.
Communism.
Communism.
That's what he's fighting.
No, he's fighting this dude. Shoot.
Do you
I
have
have
a
a
figure?
3D printed version of the bad guy. But
Why?
obviously I printed black because reasons.
Can you make your
Yeah.
screen bigger?
And I have a Rambo. I have a what do we name him? Blambo?
Yeah.
You said, "Oh yeah, you saw your Blambo."
Yeah. So this is based off the Rambo cartoon.
I used to have a Rambo.
He's
Why does
trying
he
to
look
focus
like
on
Rock?
your face.
Yeah, because he's just a black guy that was painted and 3D printed. And then here's Blambo.
That is Blambo.
Yeah, Blambo. It's fabulous.
Fabulous. So, he got that good
Hair. You
hair.
should have a toy line.
He got some Indian in him.
Bad.
And then the last one I have, which was a kind of a little bit of this one I didn't remember. Lawrence, you probably have the toy. You probably remember.
Let me see. I mean, I have it on me. Oh hell yeah!
Teen
What
Wolf,
the hell are you
yeah.
talking about? I got a new one of that Mad Boy. I got a new one of that one. I got a new one of that one. The hell is
Got it
wrong
right
with
there,
you, Chris?
too.
Teen Wolf is my jam. I think about
Yeah.
Teen Wolf every day in my life. Every single day. Hell yeah, I love this cartoon. It was ridiculous. Every day
Every
of my
single
life.
day of my life. You're muted,
I
Chris.
know.
You're
I'm yelling
muted.
for Sebastian.
That to me is
Oh.
an 8. She sacrificed herself to save her daughter. That takes courage. I agree with you, Nightwing. You gave it an 8. Yo,
All right.
I rocks with you.
What's he got? What's going on?
What's up, Bash? What shirt are you wearing, Chris?
Oh, me or Sebastian? I'm wearing
You
the
got,
Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man shirt.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sebastian, what's up? What you got?
So it's a little card of books. I mean, it's a little Pokemon card book.
The book of cards.
Oh, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Wait, hold on.
Let me turn off the blur. That might help.
So
Put it back a little bit. Bring it back.
Pull it back
No,
here.
bring,
So
no,
show it
bring-
from
pull
here.
it, pull it
There
back
you
to
go,
your
right there.
face. There you are.
Right there.
All right.
So you saying why
Why?
do I have a mini card of books?
Why
I'm
you have a
asking
mini
you
card
now.
of
That
books?
was a giant
you have them?
binder. When they open it, you see why.
Okay. Are they like your special cards?
Oh, Rich guessed it.
The rarest of the rare? Yeah.
Ooh.
All hollows, baby.
No,
Ah.
rares, not hollows.
Oh, excuse me.
Okay.
And one of my new ones that I pulled from a deck that it was from a booster box and
Mhm.
50 cards.
Mm.
And only that one rare.
None of them are rare. Sometimes it be like that.
Nothing rare.
Yeah, let's see it.
Wait,
Sorry
hold
to
on.
s-
If it's taken
No.
out of the book, you can see better.
Don't. Okay.
Oh, careful.
Oh,
careful,
he
careful.
has it double bagged.
Oh,
Oh,
it's double
excuse
bag.
me.
All right, listen. Sometimes you got it.
So it passes.
It creates friction and creates holes, Rich.
That's not what they told me.
One of my favorites. My first card. It's too crazy to see.
Wow.
That's
My
yeah.
favorite card.
So
That's your favorite card.
My most
these are
favorite.
probably
What hit
worth
points in
something.
that bad
Are
boy?
these worth something now? They're probably worth something.
Yeah. Some of them are worth like $30.
Really?
Oh, all right.
Right now in this thing, $330.
$330, baby. What you got?
330.
What did he say?
$330.
He said that book is worth $330.
No. The highest hit power he got is $330.
Oh, I thought he
He's
said
like, "Come
okay.
to the streets, I got something for you."
Okay.
All right, I
Okay.
thought
I don't
you
want.
meant-
I don't want
yeah,
no smoke,
cool.
Sebastian. I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke, Sebastian.
Whoa,
Ooh.
whoa.
I don't want no smoke.
And this is my old Pikachu. That I
Okay.
got it.
All
And I
right.
was like, and I thought I lost it. Then I found it. Then we ordered that Pikachu.
Oh, got a newer Pikachu. All right.
Yep. So,
Nice.
all right, let's wrap it up.
And
All right.
and this is 210.
Nice.
That's my
210. Just out there, just
that's my second.
Punch!
That's my
Yeah.
second. Right there. That's my third.
Nice. Good stuff. All right.
Okay.
nice.
So probably in a few days you don't have to like or subscribe for the book because I will make a whole video about it. But please like or subscribe.
Right. Sounds good.
All right.
I think I have some crazy delay, so somebody else take me out, take us out
All
because
right.
I'm crazy delayed.
Well, thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Tell them what to do. Not in a couple days, but right now, Bashi.
Like and subscribe and leave a thumbs up, or else I'll beat the heck out of you.
Oh,
Hey.
okay.
Hey,
All right.
yo, not good by nobody.
And
What?
thanks, Pop Johnson, for the love. And he says, Chris, you have a
Thanks,
great
Pop
son.
Johnson.
Yes, he does. Yes, he definitely
We'll
does.
leave on violence.
That's right. The language, the universal language.